All right, all right. What is good, everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to the stream. Today we got a great show for you guys, like always. I'm looking forward to talking to you guys about a lot of video games. Nintendo stuff, of course, RPG stuff, of course, other video game stuff, of course, random nonsense, of course, and anything else you guys want to get into on this Wily Wednesday. Dr. Wily Wednesday. Let's get into the shout outs though. You know, we got to do shout outs. I see a lot of the homies pulling up, coming through. So, you know, we got to do that. First and foremost, big love to Dior, Party Man, Cart World, General Zamora, Clabby, Kinesis. What's up, Kinesis? Contra. Justin says, welcome to the ZA Shiny Club. Yes, for those who don't know, I posted it on Twitter today. I finally saw my first shiny that I remember, at least. I think I got a shiny like in, I forgot which Pokemon it was. There was a shiny Golbat or something, but I don't remember. I think it was Pokemon Diamond or Pearl. So I think I got a shiny in that one, but I barely remember it. So this is my first time actually getting a real shiny after spending like a million hours in like Pokemon games over the years between Pokemon Sun and Moon and X and Y and Pokemon Legends Arceus, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, Pokemon Sword and Shield, Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow. Like, I've literally never seen one until now. Then again, I haven't really went like shiny hunting. Like, I don't do all that. But it's my first time. I think it was the Phalanx or something, so I did get a shiny. So thank you. I appreciate that, Justin. It's good to be part of this elusive club. It's good to be part of it. Big love to Contra 3. What is good? Dior is here. Just another artist. Folks been spiraling on Twitter. Oh man, it's been rough, man. It's been rough on Twitter. I mean, you got people that are so far out there. It's funny. They're definitely, because all their grifters led them astray. All their grifters told them that it's not doing well, that nobody cares, that nobody's gonna get it. It's too expensive. And all that just went up in smoke. All it took was one day of reporting for all to go up in smoke. Psycho Pie, what's up, man? Is it Wayush Gaming? What is good? Warfare, what's up, man? The cool guy, hey, what's up, the cool guy? Welcome. Psycho Pie, the cool guy. I like it. Runtime or Runtime, not Runtime, Runtime. Dane Gonzalez says, what do you think of those early Warriors reviews? Pretty much right about where I expected, 8 out of 10. So it's about right there. Hey dude, have you been playing Persona 3 on Switch 2 enjoying it? No, I haven't. Just because I'm gonna wait till it's patched up. Plus I have other games that I'm playing, Pokemon Legends ZA, so, and Hyrule Warriors comes out tomorrow, so haven't really had time for Persona until it gets fixed up. Let's see here. Shout outs to Chrono Rig. It'll be cool if they show new. Oh yeah, we have the trailer for Pokemon Legends ZA tomorrow. So yeah, definitely. Switch After Dark. What's up, man? Toad, Luigi. Shout outs to Zoo. That's Zoo. Shout outs to my man Zoo. What's good? OJ, Toad, Luigi, and Peach are all done. Mario's and Odyssey's next wonder. What do you think next, Yoshi or DK? Oh man, DK. DK for me. I always pick DK. I like DK. Hey, tell your man Alan, what does he think about the sales, man? He won't speak to me no more. Switch After Dark. Zoo, he won't speak to me. So his early predictions of the sales numbers were quite a bit off. But that was to be expected, to be honest. That was to be expected. Paper Banjo, what's up, man? GS, what's good? Justin McAllister says, yo, what's up, Justin? Welcome. Big love to Justin McAllister in the chat. Vadsent, what's up, Vadsent? Welcome to the stream. Kev Unlock says, haters trying to cope down. Yeah, it's been kind of quiet. You know, their leaders are kind of laying low. They're planning their next strategic grift, you know? I haven't seen anything yet, or nobody said anything yet when it comes to, you know, the leader of the pack. So it'll be interesting to see what they have to say once they got something to say. You know, like I said before, guys, I'm all down for proper critique. I'll say this once, I'll say it every single time, because I mean, I got a lot of people throwing slurs and insults at me on Twitter, you know, and if I say anything about Nintendo, they'll do that. So I'll make sure that I say this very clearly. I have no problem with regular critique. I do it myself. You know, but let's just not lie. Let's just not lie. There's no need to lie about the games or lie about the release lineup or lie about the actual, you know, sales numbers. Like, we don't gotta lie. You don't have to like it, but we don't need to lie. You know, there's no need to lie. My Smash hours are actually insane. When I looked at that app, how much were your Smash hours? The most I had was like 1,400 for Smash for Wii U. Went to the store and bought Pokemon ZA. Hey, let's go, man. I hope you enjoy it. ZA new season starts today. Oh, does it start today? Oh man, okay, I gotta go get that for the Delphox Mega Stone. Let's see here. Just end ZA. Only side quest 4 Pokemon Evolutions by transfer. Nice. Let's go, Alan Ruiz. Good stuff. Alan, good to see you here, man. Welcome to the stream. Paper Banjo. Laker. Yo, what up, Laker 2020? Living the greatest timeline ever. It's like a dream life. Hey, that's good to hear, brother. Good to hear. Yeah, just, you know, take your time, of course. You know, don't burn yourself out on the reviews. It's a lot of work, you know, Zeus. So, good stuff, though. Saw the Princess Peach one, Showtime, and it was fantastic. So, good stuff, man. Keep it going. Hopefully all is well. Time's gonna get better. Yes, sir. Everything's pretty good, man. I can't complain. You know, I mean, obviously nothing's perfect, but it doesn't have to be. Yo, Mark Davison, what's up, brother? How you doing today? What's up, Dream a Little Mo? Welcome to the stream, brother. How you doing today? This guy on Twitter saying that Xbox and PS5 prices increases help Nintendo. I don't think the price increases help Nintendo. I think it was gonna sell that no matter what. The Xbox pricing, I mean, the Xbox was selling like trash even before the price increases. It wasn't selling good. So I don't know about that. When it comes to PlayStation price increases, I mean, that might have helped a little bit, but you know, I don't know if it really, I don't know how much it did, but I mean, obviously having a price advantage is always good if you can, but I don't think it helped to the point to where, you know, it's like a big deal, because if you look at it, Nintendo put out the stats. So 84%, and this is the reason why you can't just take what people say on Twitter as like, you got to look at the actual data. And 84% of people who bought a Switch 2 have a Switch 1. So essentially the people who have Switch 2 right now, they're people that like the Switch 1 and we're going to get one. Like these are the people that really wanted one and that decided, hey, I'm going to get one, you know? So that's why I don't really think the price things was anything, because 84%.
Alan's saying that
Zoo.
it's not sell through and they are counting shipped, which I hope isn't true and we'll have time to dig in this weekend. But crazy impressive if sell through. Just seeing conflicted reports.
Yeah, so the thing, shout outs to Zoo, not Dean's brother. Sell through or sell through or not doesn't matter. And let me tell you the reason why sell through or not doesn't matter. One, nobody counts sell through. Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, none of them, and I'll get those donos in just a bit, guys. None of them count sell through. Now, they might tell you in their reports later, but when Nintendo ships a system to a retailer, they've sold the system to the retailer. They've now gotten their money from that. It's in their books, it's on the reports, it's whatever. And as the months go by, because remember, this is a month, these numbers end on September 30th. So whatever they shipped out from there has been selling through the month and even into November. So sure, maybe there was an excess of 100,000 or 200,000 or 300,000 units or whatever, how much, but they're selling through that and the number is going to go up. The next one, it's going to go up. So sell through versus the actual not sell through, it's really irrelevant because it's not like the numbers are going to stop. With the Switch 1, it wasn't sell through. It was just, this is what we shipped out. That's what we sold. Because they sold that to the retailers. So with Switch 1, it was never sell-through numbers. They're not doing anything any different now than what they did with the Switch 1. They're not doing anything different now to what PlayStation did before. So when people try to say, oh, it's not sell-through, it's this, nobody's doing that. Everybody does it the same exact way. So you can't sit here and say, oh, well, it's not as impressive because it's not sell-through. Bro, nobody counts it like that because once again, it's from a month and some odd days ago. And they're already selling that stock that they shipped out, and they're going to continue, and they're going to continue to ship more. And that's just how console business works. That's just how it works, and it works like that for everyone. It's not like Nintendo's got some type of special exception compared to Microsoft or Sony. They all operate it the same way. And by the way, the Switch 1 was operated that way. The PS2 was operated that way. The Nintendo DS was operated that way. All the best-selling systems all operated the same way. So I don't want to hear any sell-through compared to not sell-through. I don't want to hear any of that. I think it's silly because nobody's doing that with PS5. Nobody's doing that with Switch 1. Nobody did that with PS2. Nobody did that with PS3, Xbox 360, PS4. Nobody did with DS. Nobody's doing that. But now we want to start doing that. So we're not gonna have that. No, we're not gonna start that stuff. Okay. Let's not do that. Okay. Shout outs to Zoo, not Dean's brother. Zoo, not Dean's brother. Dean's brother. Thank you for the 5. Thank you for the big 5. Let's get the other donos coming in through here too, though, because a lot of you guys are talking. A lot of you guys are popping off here, you know. So I don't mean to, shut down anything, but we're not gonna. We can't start that up because once again, PS5 sold 80 million. And everyone said, oh, it sold 80 million. Nobody's like, oh, it sold through. Like, they're shipping, they're selling, they're going to continue selling. It's the holiday coming up, so they're going to sell through all of that and then some, you know? Let's see here. Shout out, but thank you for the 5. I appreciate that. Also, let's get the combos going here, too. Shout outs, guys. I'm sorry, I'm behind. I'm a little slow today. I'm a little behind today. Pat with the $2 says, have a great stream. OJ, blessings. Thank you so much, Pat. Appreciate that, fam. Thank you for the $2 dono. Also, Dane with the $1 says, Nintendine posted on his community page an hour ago. All right, I'll stop teasing it. I've been working on a 10 million ship video. I don't know when it'll be out because I'm going pretty deep into details. Hopefully sometime between now and Sunday. He's basically figuring out his lies. He's basically figuring out how he's going to spin this, how he's going to lie, how he's going to manipulate his audience, because that's who his audience is. That's what they're looking for. That's what it is. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to watch that video and I'm going to start profiting off of this dude too. We ain't going to just do it here. I'm going to start breaking down and profiting off of this guy too, because if he's going to do this all gen where he's going to start manipulating and lying about the sales, we got to have somebody say something back. Once again, I don't care about the actual critique when it comes to Nintendo Switch 2 editions or the other stuff that he does. I agree with that stuff. But if he's going to start manipulating sales numbers and just talking a lot to try to confuse people, that's when it's like, okay, we got to have somebody that's willing to tell the truth, because this guy's a liar. Like I said, I want to see the vid. But the reason why it's quiet, and I told you guys that this is what he was going to do. I told you that this is what grifters are going to do. They're going to take their time. They're going to try to think. They're going to try to find ways to spin the numbers. They're going to look deep into the books. They're going to try to do something to try to spin the numbers and try to make up something. It's a success. We all know that it is. And this guy's a liar. And he's trying to find ways to lie. That's really all it comes down to. But I might respond to it. We might have to start putting his name and making money off of it. We might have to, because like I said, you can critique, but you can't lie about sales numbers. Like, you can't lie, you know? Like, it's one thing to have an opinion on how you think something's going to do. It's another thing to try to take official sales numbers and try to twist it and manipulate it to make it look bad because you have an audience of haters and you need to feed the beast of haters. But why are you announcing a video about the 10 million sales numbers? Like, why are you announcing, I'm not going to have it done, I'm going to dig? Why are you announcing that? Why don't you just drop the video? It shouldn't take too long. But you're, like I said, you're trying to twist and manipulate the narrative for your audience because your audience is full of haters and you need to feed the audience of haters. That's all he's doing. It's sad and pathetic, man. It's sad and it's pathetic, but I do encourage everybody now at this point. Before I was gonna wait and see, but I encourage everybody, if you got a YouTube channel, don't let people lie about sales numbers. Once again, don't be on people for critiquing. Critique is fine. If they say Pokemon Legends EA is the worst game ever and it's terrible, even if they lie about some of the stuff in the game, that's whatever. That's just games. But don't let people lie about sales numbers and actual facts. Don't do that. That's something that everybody should just be like, okay, here's the truth. Here's like the actual honest truth, you know?
Just show up and have the discussion. But he won't.
Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why he won't show up and have a discussion on sales numbers and things like that. I don't get it. Shout outs to Ibsters though. Thank you for the dollars. Says hello OJ, how's it going? I've been seeing talk on X today that it ain't might have changed PS2 numbers by .0 by 0.6 million. LOL. Don't know if it's true or not. Sony did like it now, and it's saying that they added like another 600 and something thousand. So yeah, so they've changed it down twice in the past year or so. It went to 160 million, from 155 to 160 million. Then they pinpointed it at like 160.6 million, whatever. So yeah, they're still updating it. I think Nintendo should just update the Nintendo DS numbers. They should just update that to like, you know, like 161 million, and just like, yeah, we found 6 million DSs. Like, you know, we definitely sold them, because Sony can't prove that they sold anything. So like, they should just do that. That's what Nintendo should just do. You know, if Nintendo didn't have any integrity like at all, if they like lied about numbers, that's what I would do if I were them. But no, that's not the right thing to do. So let's see here. And he's still coming up with lies. Yeah. Like I said, well, I'll take a look. Unless it's like a really, really long video, I'm just gonna disregard it. I ain't paying attention, because all it does is that it starts and stops that they shipped out and they sold 10.36 million. That's where it starts and stops. Because once again, the Switch 1 did the exact same thing. It's no different from the Switch 1. Switch 1 also shipped out units, and that was what was on the store shelves as well, compared to what was not. The demand in terms of things. When you have a system that's well stocked, you're going to see them in stores. Like when you go in to buy like an Apple phone, for example, you're going to always find the Apple phones in the stores. They're going to have a good amount of them. You know why? Because people will buy them. That's how you sell a lot of systems. That's how you sell a lot of devices. If your device is never in stock, you're not going to sell as much as if it is in stock. So if you have ample stock and you have a device that's popular or that people want, you want to make sure that you keep it in stock the best of ability. There should be 10 or 11 or 12 of them, because there might be a rush of 5 or 6 people, like when a big game comes out, that go in there and buy it. Now you're down to only 4 or 3 or whatever. So you want to have them in stock, especially for holiday, when people just swoop by randomly, especially in the video game business. It's so random. So you want to have that there, you know? So yeah. Yeah, Nintendo definitely does delete comments, or he has like a pretty aggressive moderator or like modding thing for his channel that moderates certain comments. Some of it might be automatic, some of it might be deleting, but I know JCat said that some of her comments were deleted as well. But yeah, it could be because a bot that holds some of them back depending on what you say. So I don't know. Everybody has different settings. Like sometimes like doesn't allow like swearing or certain type of words to be said, or like links to be posted. But yeah, I have gotten that thing from his channel before. But then again, I've had people accuse me of I deleted stuff, and I never deleted anything, you know. So let's see. Chrono Rig, thank you for the $5 dono, man. I appreciate that, Chrono Rig, and shout outs to Zoo with another 5 as well. Appreciate that. Let's go, guys. 19 on the board. Yo, we out here. Combo breaks and overclock. Let's go. Let's see. ROG Ally sucks plus overpriced scam. Drop the price. Switch 2 is way better. Price reasonable. It's a scam. That is somehow the greediest and laziest version of Wario. Listen, man. Like, let's just be real. I mean, but the thing about it is this: if you've been lying to your audience, and it's not just him, man. It's like a lot of people out there. If you've been lying to your audience for like, you know, and like, I wish we had other stuff to talk about, but right now we ain't really talking about a bunch of other stuff, because we can talk about whatever. So I'm not even trying to make it about that or make it about negativity or anything. I'm just talking about stuff because it's just whatever, right? It ain't, like I said, I want to make sure that I make this very clear. It ain't that big of a deal, all right? So he's a grifting liar, and that's fine. He won't talk to anybody, that's fine, because he's scared, and that's okay. There's like a lot of people that are scaredy cats. I grew up with a lot of cowards before. I've seen guys like him, they'll talk all day and make up stuff all day to their echo chamber. That's what they like to do. Like to have control. They like to have control of their own narrative. They don't like going outside of it, and they don't like confrontation because they're weak on the inside. And that's okay. Like, that's a personality trait, and that's a personality trait of somebody who's very, very, very egotistical, but also not necessarily confident enough to back it up. And that's okay. There's a lot of people that are like that. That personality trait is more common than you would think. A lot of people that are big talkers, but then they'll shrink down to the size of a church mouse. They'll be as quiet as a church mouse, when someone says, I think that you're wrong on that. Let's talk about it. They don't want any part of it. And that is a very common personality trait with people, especially people online. Especially people online. That is a very, very common personality trait from people. So especially content creators, a lot of content creators are like that. Whether it's publicly or not, a lot of them are like that. So like I get it. You know, like I get that. I've seen it a lot. I admit I honestly didn't think the Switch would outsell the DS. You didn't think the Switch would outsell the DS like when it first came out, or when? I mean, if you thought that like back in 2017 or beforehand, yeah, a lot of people thought that. Most systems don't outsell the DS. There's only one system in the history of systems that's sold as much as the DS, and it's the PS2. So why would any logical or normal person think that a system would sell as much as the DS? No systems sell as much as the DS. Only one system ever. Well, now two with the Switch 1. But before the Switch came out, only one system had ever sold as much as the DS. Of course, the smart and logical thing to do would be to say that it's not going to sell as much. Duh, because 99.9% of systems don't sell as much as the DS. So there's nothing wrong with admitting that you didn't think it was going to sell as much as the DS. Yeah, 99% of systems don't sell as much as the DS. Like, most systems though, you know, most things in life don't ever get near the DS. We can talk about most industries. Most things don't ever sell 154 million units, you know, unless it's like a perishable, like a, you know, like food or something, like an apple or something like that. But most things don't sell that much, you know. Can we please stop being negative about Nintendo, says Ninty Prince? Well, we're not being negative here. We're simply talking about the situation, you know. I'm fair. I can be critical, but I'm fair at the same time, you know. Let's see, but sadly the audience, the haters, want to hear this narrative, which encourages him to make the type of content. Yeah, exactly. I'm saying he's feeding the beast, but I mean, it's the money at the biggest thing. I mean, if the money wasn't coming in, if the audience wasn't there to hear the negativity, he wouldn't be doing this. But that's okay. Like I said, I'm interested to hear what he has to say. But like, I think it's to the point where we have to start making money off of it, because he's not gonna like pull up off this. But I don't understand why he has to do like a big damage control video. Just admit that you were wrong about the sales numbers. But I mean, like I said, he's really, he's upset. His ego's bruised. He's got a lot of people swarming his videos, like, and telling him he's wrong. So I mean, obviously, like I said, when you're stubborn, when you're hard-headed, when you can't take an L, when you're greedy and you want to make money off of this, and like you can't just admit it, and of course, admitting that you were wrong would really put a damper in your pocketbook. You've got to try to do stuff like this, put up community notes and say, I'm going to make a video, it's going to be ready in some, oh my gosh, what a load of crock, dude. Like, what a load of crock, just drop the video. What do you mean you got to wait? What do you do? You try to find every single angle to lie, to manipulate. This is a grade A grifter. I see these in like, when I watch my, what's it called? My, what was it? Like my police interrogations, when you start dealing with grade A narcissists and people that just like, they'll literally commit a murder. There'll literally be blood all over the place. Their DNA will literally be at the scene. Their bite impressions will be on that lady's chest. And they'll be like, no, I didn't do it. No. They'll sit there and deny reality. Bro, we have your DNA at the scene. You were caught on camera. Your bite impressions were there. Like, we literally did a R test kit and it came back to you. People saw you there. You have no alibi. Like, and they'll sit there and still deny that it was them, you know?
Apparently I put over 6,000 hours of Smash Ultimate LMAO. I blame COVID and friends cause we always be using my Switch lol. Plus a bunch idle time in the game too. No joke, that has to be the most I've ever put in a video game lol. Didn't realize lol.
6,000 hours. That's why I couldn't beat you, party man, like a lot. That's why, because I did not have, I had 600 hours. That's how many hours I had in Smash Ultimate. I had 600 hours. So like, you're like 10 times more. You know? What's up, Juice Man Vaughn? Welcome to the stream. It is about to go mental gymnastics. Oh yeah, this is definitely going to be a mental gymnastics, a complete mental gymnastics. Try to convince you that he was right. I can't wait, man. I think it's going to be fun to break down that nonsense. Rather just say they were wrong. I'd rather just say they were wrong, like Dreamcast guy. Even if we knew he was gonna do it, he was, I don't know, buying it and it looks popular. Well, I don't know. I didn't see Dreamcast guys. Did he make a video recently about him saying that he was wrong about it? I know we joked about it yesterday, but I don't know if he actually made like a new video saying that he was wrong or something like that. OJ, you see these 10 million units, they're actually a bad thing because not everyone wants one, has one, and there'll be no more sales in a couple months. Yeah, right before the holiday. I don't know about all that. Shout outs to the Overclock boys. Yo, Overclock boys and girls, we got to represent here. So Overclock, appreciate that. Combo breaks. Make sure you guys hit that like button if you haven't hit that like button. 6 more combos and we get this baby extended. Let's go. I'm pretty sure most of the hours were when I was training in the game for tournaments. Oh yeah. If you guys have questions or if you guys have comments like Nintendo Switch 2 stuff, let me know in the chat. We'll also talk about that, so it's not all about this, you know, Wario looking liar. You know what I'm saying? This freaking Wario ass liar. It's a good mascot for him though. I'll keep it a buck. You know, Wario's a liar and a manipulator and a greedy person too. So it all makes sense. Let's see here. Audio intermittent for me. I think YouTube sometimes has some issues. Just refresh the stream and it should work. Let's see here. LOL, it's the same video post about Q1 financials. Admit to being wrong. LOL, it's the same video post Q1 financials. What do you mean it's the same video post? Like, was that like a new video that he did, or was it like an old video? Yo, Dr. Keyblade. Hey, what's up, Dr. Keyblade? Welcome back to the stream, homie. I know. Yo, what's good, man? You been lurking? Hey, OJ, usually I'm lurking, but I got a promotion at work today, so I thought I'd swing by and spread the blessing. Yes, sir. Hey, bless up. I love the analysis vid. Keep up the great work. P.S. You got to get back on the Trails in the Sky. It's peak. I do got to get back on it, brother. I do. Just Pokemon Legends ZA. That was peak. That's peak. And then I've got peak coming tomorrow with Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. So I got to go pick up that tomorrow at Best Buy. So I'm looking forward to doing that as well. So yeah, man, shout outs. Thank you so much. 30-minute combo extension. We are out here. Let's go. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate that. Overclock.
Overclock Buster.
Do you think some of the hate comes from the fact that these people were in school during the first Switch and their parents bought them the system? Now the Switch 2 is out. They cannot afford it. I don't think it really comes from that. Nah, not too much. I don't think so. I think a lot of the hate from some of these people, like I said, the grifting hate, comes from, like I said, I think it's hard to say. Here's the thing. From content creators, the hate comes from, it's partial. They might actually be upset, but a lot of it is financial. Like if the videos weren't doing well, then you're not going to get, you know, they probably wouldn't be doing it. So for example, like if somebody started up a hate thing on Valve, I mean, obviously that's not going to get a ton of views, probably not, because everybody likes them. And you're just going to get a lot of people just telling you how terrible you are and probably doxing you and all sorts of stuff, right? You might get some views, but it won't be worth it. But with Nintendo, obviously you have things that you can say, oh, I don't like that, I don't like this, I don't like that, I don't like that. So it's a little bit different, you know? It's a little bit different when it comes to stuff like that, you know? What's the Pokemon thing tomorrow? It's just for the DLC, so we'll hear about it tomorrow. It's just for the DLC. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back, okay? Sorry about that, guys. All right, shout outs. My man Glenmore Register, what's good? But yo, big love to Dr. Keyblade. You guys give him some love in the chat, man. He's got his promotion. We out here, and he's also got the top spot on the Hokage and Stream Ninja with the $19.99. Big love to Glenmore Register, longtime Elite Ninja, getting his Elite Ninja on. Excuse me, and I guess this is a perfect time for me to shill just a little bit. If you guys want to become an Elite Ninja, you can get us back to 500 members. Let's go. You can type in exclamation mark, what is it? Member. There you go. Exclamation mark member, and that'll get you guys in. So I appreciate that. Shout outs to Glenmore Register. Thank you for that, for the tune in tier. 51 months. Let's go. All right, so let's see here. You said his video, a recent video on his channel. Man, I gotta watch that video. I gotta see what he had to say about the, like, what did he say? I don't want to. I kind of want to watch it. I want to hear what he had to say. What was he? Well, he just said I was wrong about the sales, or he was wrong about the system itself. Like I said, I knew it was coming. I just, you know, I think we all saw that from a mile away because he bought the system day one. So he bought the system day one. So I think we all saw that one coming. Let's see here. Bosive Bostar. Yo, the JoJo reference. I like it. Let's see. I love the content. Do you think Destiny 2 could make its way to the Switch 2? I know it's not a popular title at the moment. I mean, Sony has control of Destiny right now, so I don't think so. I don't think Sony has any and like, there's no really incentive to make Destiny on the Switch 2. Like, so no, I don't see it coming over. No. Also, shout outs to Ether Ion. Thank you for the Jonin tier pledge. Let's go. Welcome to the Elite Ninja Squad. I do want to mention Eon went to the Jonin tier, and big love to Bosive Bostar. I love the name and I love the question. That's a good question with Destiny. That's a great game, but yeah, probably not, my man. Thank you for the big support, brother. I appreciate that. You guys give him some love. Shout outs to Glenmore. Shout outs to Dr. Keyblade. Got you up there on the board. Big love to Ether Ion. You went to the Jonin tier, but there is a tune-in tier if you guys want to know, and that's only $1. So we try to make it as cheap as possible. We're not Nintendo out here. You know what I'm saying? We try to make it as cheap as possible. We ain't raising the price. All right. So shout outs to Ether Ion. I appreciate that Jonin tier pledge, going a little bit above and beyond overall. So thank you, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. Let's go. Let's see. PlayerEssence reacted to Mudahara apology. They're getting the Switch 2. I'm new here. I think that you're new here. Have I reacted? I don't think I've reacted to it. Well, actually, yeah, I did react to it. And I just said it was kind of funny. But I also left a comment on, like, his post on Twitter, and, like, that got a lot of comments or whatever. Hey, what's up, Jackson? Shout out to the man Jackson in the house. What's good? It says content creators is financially incentivized. Viewers, it's fanboyism. Affection for the one platform leads to spiteful resentment of competing platforms and trounce embarrass their favorite system. Yeah, I think that's definitely part of it too. But, like, it also takes, like I said, it's a little bit of a mental thing overall. Like, mentally, you've got to be a little bit, like, loopy to be, like, to get into this, like, to where you get so riled up about video games. Like, you know, I don't really get, like, that riled up about other companies, like, when they do stuff. Even if I don't like it, I just don't support X or Y thing. But like I said, you've got some people that are very, like, you know, super petty betties, you know, super, like I said, like, there's just something in their brain that makes them, this is their life, man. Like, and it might not even to be where they're making anything, like you said, like the fanboyism or whatever. But, like, you got some really crazy people when it comes down to it. So yeah. Yo, General Zamora, thank you for the 6 months, and shout outs to Nick93. Thank you for the Jonin tier. Appreciate that, man. Shout outs. Welcome back. By the way, Nick93, Purcell's not playing in the game this week, so I'm gonna need better odds, fam. Shout out. Thank you for the Jonin. I'm gonna need better odds for that Rams game. Purcell is still not back. This dude's knee's cooked. This dude's knee is cooked. This dude's knee, he's been out for 6 weeks. He didn't even do anything. He just fell on the sideline. This dude's knee's cooked, man. Should have drafted Lad McConkey. Really should have drafted Lad McConkey. Lower the price and hold the line. Let's see here. Halo multiplayer is fun. Okay, he's talking to somebody else. Hey, what's up, Mr. Davis? Welcome to the stream. Raise the price. This is the best Nintendo channel. I try to be the best. I don't know if I am, but I'll do my best. I'll do my best. I think I'm the realest, though, to keep it a buck. And I can probably out debate anybody except for maybe Nintendo Prime. But I can cook everybody else, though. Let's see here. Shout out to Nintendo Prime. He's the only person who's actually man enough when it comes to certain people. Well, no, there's other people, but they got cooked. Nintendo Prime's actually beat me a couple times. Deported Sicilian with the $2 dono and says you can get riled up. You can get riled up too. Man, go viral, OJ. Oh man, if I would have went viral, bro, I would have already went viral because I've had some people clip some pretty funny parts of, like, me going crazy on here about certain things. So if I was gonna go viral, it would have already happened. So I don't think I'm ever gonna go viral. I don't think I'm ever gonna go viral. You know, shout outs though. Thank you for the $2, Deported. Yo, we out here. Yo, let's go. Shout outs. 1 hour, Noah Mia flying through the skies. Big love, man. Appreciate that. Big love to Nick93. Thank you for the joining tier. You went above and beyond, guys. Exclamation mark member. Become a member. Support the Elite Ninja Village. I appreciate you guys. Let's go. All right, my volume's cutting. I don't know why my volume's cutting in and out. If the volume is cutting in and out for you, just refresh the stream. Because it looks like YouTube, because for some people it is, for some people it isn't. So I don't know what's going on there. I don't know what's going on. Yo, what's up? Loki is Robbie 91. Yo, I appreciate that. Thank you for the tune-in tier pledge, fam. Let's go. Let go.
I hold my own when I'm not being wohua law.
When I whoa, 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 whoa. Shout outs. Appreciate you, Zoo. Yo, big love, fam. Appreciate you, man. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, man. Didn't Xbox tell FCC COD would be on Switch? They did, but they never said exactly when or that it would be this year. So I'm guessing there's some contingencies with that. So I'm guessing next year they'll start the COD on Switch too, because I don't think dev kits were there in time for them to really up and truly get COD on Switch 2 this year. But I think that it's coming next year for sure. Or it might even come like a bit later. It might even come like early next year. Maybe at Nintendo's next Direct, we'll get it like mid-year. You know, I think it might even be something like that. Combo breaks 68, but now since we are past that 60, we are going even further than beyond. Let's get to 100 on the overclock and get the bonus. Let's go. What goes viral is completely arbitrary. I made a post comparing graphs from Pokemon Legends versus ZA and somehow got 750,000 views in 48 hours. Why? Controversy or something. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I think I did see that post and people were, oh man, people were coming for blood on that one, man. They were coming up the top rope for you on that one, Jackson. I know what you meant though, what you were trying to say. But yeah, I did make a post. I don't even know what viral is these days because like I kind of made a viral. I mean, like, what is the definition of viral? Because I made a tweet. I made a tweet about, what was it about? I made a tweet about the Switch 2 sales on Twitter, right? The sales reports, and that got 5 million views. So impressions, or it says views. Let me click on this thing. Yeah, it says 5 million. So is that viral? I guess that's viral, is it? So, I mean, if that's the case, then yeah, I went viral before because I got 5 million views on that post. And I actually had millions within the first day. It was millions. So I guess that's kind of viral, but I don't know. I don't see it as that, but I guess it was. And I got, what other post? I got 5 million views. I got 5 million views. I got all sorts of stuff on that post. That post was crazy. Yeah, I got 5 million views. I got 119,000 engagements. I got like nearly 440 profile visits, 62,000 expands on there. So 3.8 thousand likes, 290 retweets or quote tweets. So, I mean, I guess that's kind of viral. Deported with the $2 dono. It says maybe next year. It'll be the year of Xbox too. Yeah, maybe next year. The year of Xbox is coming. I told you Cole Eastwood let me know about that, fam. Cole Eastwood let me know. You know? Yeah, I guess I went viral before. There was a post that I made the year that I forgot one of the Paul brothers did the whole, you know, Japan buicide thing that happened. Let's just call it duicide thing that happened, that whole controversy. I made a post about something like that, and that went like, I don't know how many views I had or whatever the case was, but that went like super viral. That went like super viral. Like I probably had like 30 or 40 million views on that one. I had like 20,000 or 30,000 likes. It was something crazy. So yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, that's viral. You don't have the same ratio of followers to disapprove it. Oh, okay. What did, let's see here. What did I say in the tweet? Which one? Let's see here. Whether the viral translates to people pop into your content after there's another story. Oh, yeah. I'm not expecting anybody to watch me from Twitter or anything like that. That's why I barely ever link my videos, or I barely ever say that I'm streaming. I mean, today I said I'm streaming, whatever. But, like, that's why I barely ever do anything, because most of the time, they're not going to come over anyway. And if people do want to come over, they'll actually do it on their own accord, you know? They'll go to your profile and see if you have a channel, and then they'll go and look, you know? So yeah, I don't really care about that too much. Not wanting to console war, but I feel like PlayStation gets more leeway if they release a console in similar vein, as Nintendo has done with the Switch 2 so far. Well, I mean, I think it's all relative. I mean, if you look at, you know, as far as a console goes, like with the Switch 2, when it comes to the system, when it launched and everything, it launched pretty complete. You have your voice chat, you have your online was intact, you know, you can easily transfer over your profile. And check this out, guys. If you put this, since it's a portable system too, it's a hybrid. If you put the system in sleep, it'll actually download your games and download your stuff that you have queued up. Did you know that it does that? Because, I mean, I didn't know. Steam Deck just got an update. Apparently, there's a low power mode that they just said, hey, we're updating it to where if you have downloads, you can put it in a low power mode, you know, before it goes to sleep or before you turn it off if you have downloads. It just got that. It's been like 4 years, right? So Switch 1 had that. So now Switch 2 also had that from the start. So, you know, certain things like that, but it launched with pretty complete. The backwards compatibility, everything was pretty much all there. Really, the controversy from it comes from prices of games, like, you know, just stuff like that, game key cards. It doesn't come from like the system itself. The people that are complaining about price of the system, they're not logical. Like, that's not a logical thing. Because it's very easy. Like, if you look at a lot of these people that say that, as soon as you bring up Steam Deck, they fold like a table chair. Like, they usually fold, or they bring up weird, like, NDS type of things. Like, they bring up ridiculous comparisons. Like, oh, well, there's emulation. It's like, dude, nobody cares. That's not the point. We're talking about what you get for the power of the system. Because emulation and all these other things like that, that's irrelevant in the grand scheme of something, because there's a lot of stuff when it comes to certain aspects of Switch 2 that you don't get on a Steam Deck or whatever the case, or you got to buy extra. Like, you want a dock? Okay, well, buy that extra. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you don't get the controllers, like the Joy-Cons. There's certain things that are different there. So they all have their little perks and little different things. We're talking about what you get when it comes to the power of the system and the value of the system. You know what I'm saying? So from a power standpoint, you're looking at the power of the Steam Deck. You look at the power of the Switch 2. You look at the technology of the Switch 2. Clearly, the system is, if you think Steam Deck is worth it, when it comes to power-wise, not what you can emulate a million games that you're not going to play because you don't have time, but actual power-wise, clearly it's there. If not, you know, obviously it's better. It's more powerful. So that's the thing that, you know, like I said, people that say that about the price of the system, they simply just don't know or don't care or are being disingenuous when it comes to that. Let's see here. Are you going to pick up Octopath Traveler 0, Metroid Prime 4 release day since they're coming out the same day? They're not coming out the same day. Metroid Prime 4, I think, comes out... actually, no, they are coming out the same day, aren't they? I think Assassin's Creed is a couple days before. Am I picking it up? I'm going to pick up Metroid Prime 4. Octopath can wait because I want to play Metroid Prime 4 because I've been waiting nearly a decade for that game. So since I've been waiting a decade, yeah, you know. So yeah. I've been waiting a decade for it. I also put up a poll question, so you guys can go vote on that if you want to know, like, what's your most exciting fall holiday Switch 2 game. Right now, Metroid Prime 4 is absolutely obliterating everything else. I put up Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, Kirby Air Riders, Metroid Prime 4, Octopath Traveler 0, /other, and Metroid Prime 4 has 60% of the vote. And there's already over, I just posted this not too long ago, like 4 hours ago. There's already over 2.3 thousand votes. That's a lot of votes. I mean, obviously in the grand scheme of things, it's not. But for like that's a lot of votes. So the fact that 1,000 plus, and I'm not even like a big Metroid channel or anything like that. I thought Hyrule Warriors would be a little bit higher considering my channel, you know? But yeah, Metroid Prime 4 is absolutely dominating that. So yeah, I guess for me, it's my most anticipated is Metroid Prime 4 as well. So there you go. Let's see here. They don't have NDS. They have N3DS. Somebody in the comment section told me he liked Steam Deck, but was basically a portable PS2 and only good for playing childhood favorites. What's up? Hey, what's up, Ice Sizzle? Welcome to the stream. COD games over 100 gigabytes. Will they be able to bring the Switch without cutting content? No, because you can have 100 gigabyte games on Switch too. Why not? What makes it to where you can't? what makes it to where you can't. You got games that are almost Assassin's Creed is 100 gigabytes on Switch too. So we got some games that are 70, 80 gigabytes. So no. Let's see here. It's either Kirby or Metroid Prime 4 for you. Deported with the $2 says Kirby Air Riders is the GOAT and will outsell Prime 4. You know, I'm very interested in seeing what will do better. I think that Prime 4 might initially sell a lot better, but I think that Kirby over the course of time could be a far more of an evergreen game than Metroid. I think Kirby will sell better over time, you know? So yeah. Kirby will sell a lot better over time. OJ, do you think Metroid Prime 4 will be the highest rated Nintendo game of the year? It has a chance to be the highest rated. I mean, it's going to be tough to get above a 91 that Donkey Kong is. But it definitely has a chance to be the highest rated, yeah. Because it's been so long, people are excited for it. Let's see, all the people who haven't played Metroid game will probably pick it up because it's a lot of people we're talking about the last 8 years. I mean, I don't know if that's the case. We got to wait and see. But there's definitely going to be a lot of excitement and hype for the game. Let's see, still debating if you like Prime or not. Yeah, Metroid Prime 4 might be a lot different though than Prime 1. I mean, yeah, the style's the same, but I mean, obviously Metroid Prime 4 has a lot of different aspects to it, the psychic powers and things like that. So yeah. Kinesis with the $5 Canadian. Hey, let's go. Thank you so much for the support, Kinesis over there in the Maple Syrup boys. We out here. And he says, out of all the news that came out this week, Capcom stating that Japanese PS4 owners are upgrading to Switch 2 took me back for some reason. Yeah, like I talked about that in my video, and I said I might make a separate video on that, which I'm pretty sure that I will. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty obvious that's what they're doing, right? It's pretty obvious that there is a migration. Capcom, and look, the seeds were planted when they first said the PS5 is too expensive. They said the reason why Monster Hunter stopped selling in Japan is because nobody has a PS5 and it's too expensive and people aren't buying it. So Capcom was not happy. And I was like, uh-oh, when you start blaming this, that's the first seeds of discontent. They said the same thing with Nintendo before they jump ship to PlayStation and Xbox for Monster Hunter. People aren't buying it as much. We need it to be more. That's the first seeds of discontent when you start blaming the system. So I was like, and then they also put out that statement, yeah, that Capcom did make that statement, and I think that's the reason why they went really hard with Resident Evil on Switch 2, and I think it's going to be like that because the PS5 Japanese sales are atrocious, and they're good in the rest of the world. Europe, the PS5 sales are actually really, really, really good. US PS5 sales are also stable and good, but with the decline of Xbox, and obviously PC being as what PC is, like, you need another pillar. And they're hoping Switch 2 can be that. Now, in Japan, it's on lock, but they're hoping that it can be that worldwide, too. Because Resident Evil just doesn't sell good in Japan. It sells, obviously, better in the West. So yeah. Shout outs to Kevin with the dollar donut. Says, what's up, OJ? Can I get any music from Metroid Prime? Sure. Metroid Prime music. There we go. Let's see. I wish Nintendo bought Rare from Microsoft. Nintendo's not going to buy Rare from Microsoft. So, I mean, there's no point in saying it. It's just not going to happen. And the Rare that you see now is not even the same Rare that when Nintendo had them. So there's no point in buying them. You know, there's really no point. If you really wanted to have Rare, or if you really felt like Rare, you would just buy Playtonic. Which, to be honest, I mean, that's a possibility. That Nintendo does buy Playtonic. But, I mean, if you wanted Rare from back then, you just buy Playtonic. So those are actually a lot of the guys that did, you know, that were at Rare. A lot of guys have left. Some people have went to different studios. Some people have, you know, went to Playtonic, created that studio. So, but yeah, the Rare that you know, that you grew up with as like a child, which I'm guessing you played banjo and all that, that Rare that you knew of, it's pretty much dead. I mean, it's not really a thing anymore, you know? So it's funny, some people would think that Monster Wilds would be a console seller for PS5 in Japan. Yeah, it didn't happen that way. I don't know why people thought that, because even for the PS4, while it was a big boost at the start, it fell off very quickly. So I knew it was over for Japan and how they're going to play their games when Monster Hunter didn't come out and start really, like when the PS4 didn't start dominating the Switch 1 in sales, when Monster Hunter came out, I knew that there wasn't really going to be any market for the next system. And this system, while it's going to do I guess something, it wasn't going to be anywhere near the size of the Switch one, because Monster Hunter is it's a tier 1 franchise. It's like almost like their Call of Duty. You know, you got Dragon Quest, you know, you got Monster Hunter, you got a few different franchises that really push the bar for third party, at least, you know, in Japan. Final Fantasy used to do that. But when you started seeing declining sales of Final Fantasy and declining sales in Japan of Final Fantasy and of Monster Hunter, or at least like they trail off, you know, that's when I knew that it was over. Like it was kind of over for Japan in terms of their taste and what they get. But yeah, we'll see. Let's see. To be honest, I wouldn't mind if Playtonic made 2D DKC games. Yeah, I mean, Nintendo did state that they might be buying some people, so they could be buying some. They could be buying some, what's it called? Some development studios. So I think that, you know, Tantalus, the guys who actually helped make Luigi's Mansion 3, or sorry, Luigi's Mansion 2 on the Switch 2, or sorry, Switch 1, if I can speak correctly. They helped make, I think they helped out with Skyward Sword back in the day. I think they helped out with Twilight Princess. They did the port Twilight Princess HD. I think something like Tantalus might be the next one, like a unknown, but have been around for a hot minute. That reminds me of Shiver. You know, Shiver, you know, they just started, you know, porting, you know, games to I think the Switch 1, and Nintendo was so impressed with their work that they actually purchased them. So I mean, nobody's gonna miss Shiver. Like Shiver's not like, oh my god, they have all these IPs. This is bad, you know, like it's not that. So I'm guessing Nintendo's gonna like purchase like, you know, just port studios, like a port studio, like Shiver, or like a port like Tantalus. They do PS5 and Xbox. They do VR. They do all sorts of stuff. Or they can, you know, get some of these other companies. I think Virtuos, they're pretty big, so I don't know if they're going to be able to get Virtuos. Like Virtuos does like a lot. They got a lot of employees all over the world, but I think a company like that would be like, I think what they're going to go after. Maybe like a Tantalus seems likely that they would purchase Tantalus, you know. Mercury Steam, Clean House Management seems very toxic. Yeah, there's definitely some issues, but I'm not there, so I can't speak on everything, obviously. But yeah, I've heard about some of the stuff there. I would prefer World on Switch 2 than Wilds. The performance of Wilds leaves me a lot to be desired. Even on PC, it would get you 60 FPS at 1440p at least. Yeah, I mean, they might make a whole new game, too. They just might make a whole new Monster Hunter built for the Switch 2 instead. I think that might be, like, maybe the best option. They might just want to give up on Wilds, you know? Like, Wilds is not having the longevity that they thought that it would have. It's not having the sales they thought that it would have. So, I mean, do they just cut bait, cut their losses, and, you know, just say, hey, look, let's just make a new game? Which I think that they're probably already doing, to be honest. Like, you know, I doubt they'd let it go too far into the generation without having a new Monster Hunter on Switch 2. Like, so I'm guessing in the next couple of years we'll see something. But yeah, be interesting for sure. Let's see here. OJ, you seen the poll from some devs saying they feel Steam has a monopoly? Oh my, I didn't see that poll. But, you know, obviously that's something that I've talked about here. That's what a lot of gamers want. They don't want competition. They just want Steam to dominate everything because, you know, who cares about everybody else? It's only about what they want, you know? So, yeah, doesn't surprise me. See, maybe people who made 2D Zeldas on Switch. Yeah, Grezzo. I think Grezzo is definitely a possibility. I mean, they still don't own Intelligent Systems, so maybe they actually make that official and officially purchase Intelligent Systems, you know? Which is crazy, but yeah. Resident Evil Requiem has an exclusive Nintendo Switch 2 Pro controller and amiibo, and marketing in Nintendo Directs rather than PS State of Plays. The shift is here. Street Fighter 6, RE7, RE8, RE9, Monster Hunter Stories 3. Monster Hunter is next. Yeah. Jackson, that's a very good point. I need to make a video on that. The shift, it's common for some of these Japanese developers. I mean, we already saw it with Square Enix. Remember Square Enix? They used to sit there and be like, PlayStation is life, PlayStation is love, PlayStation is faith, PlayStation is my entity. They used to be, PlayStation is my whole eternal being. They'd be like, what's your spirit animal? PlayStation. That's how Square Enix was, man. They were hardcore, which is fine. Like, that's how they made their money. You know, it is what it is. I bought the Final Fantasies on PlayStation. I was like, okay, cool. You know, I'll buy a PlayStation. I'll play it. But man, they straight up came off that. Man, they straight up came off that, bro. They saw them Final Fantasy VII Rebirth sales and was like, oh, no, 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 no. They said, nah, we done with that, fam. We done with that. And once again, the big shift was Japan. Because Japan used to get, yo, believe it or not, let me fill you guys in on this. Japan, they used to sell 1 million plus copies of Final Fantasy in a day. First day on sale, it used to be hitting 1 million plus, bro. Like legit in the PS1 days, even back in the day, even PS2, they would have like 1 million plus for like the launches of Final Fantasy. Don't do nowhere near 1 million plus in Japan. Not anymore. It's got cut down dramatically. So I think they're just thinking like, man, we can't do this anymore. Like we're not at the top. We're getting lapped by, you know, I mean, I think Fire Emblem Three Houses might have sold as much as Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. You know, we're getting tied up by like, we're in the ranks, or we're in the vicinity. Let's just say it probably sold more, but we're in the vicinity of Xenoblade and Fire Emblem and Persona. Actually getting outsold by Persona 5. Getting outsold by Persona? Oh no, we can't be having this. They said we can't be having this. They said we're done, man. We ain't doing all that. So Sony had, or so Square Enix had to. They changed. They uprooted the whole. They upended the T table. So yeah, man. Japan is 12th in population. Has declining birth rates. Definitely important market. But I see why Sony pretty much gave up on there. I mean, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't know if it has to do with that. But you are right about Japan's birth rate and like, you know, and all that. But there is still a very hardcore enthusiast base. But I'm guessing the government is going to do something pretty soon here to, you know, infuse Japan with something. I think they'll probably open up for citizenship a little bit better for people. Well, depending on a lot of factors, which I won't get into right now. Which I'm definitely not going to touch on, but they'll probably give citizenship to more foreigners abroad, but with exceptions. But yeah, like they'll probably start doing some things over the next, you know, decade or so, if it continues to trend like dangerously low. So yeah, I don't think they should have gave up on Japan though. I don't think they should have gave up on Japan because Japan still does. It still sells a lot of. I mean, look at the Switch too, right? Like it still does really good. Deported to Sling with the $10 dono says, shout out to Deported. Thank you for the multiple donos today, man. Big one here. The funny thing equals PC gamers were anti-Steam at launch. You had to download it to play Half-Life 2. Half-Life 2 leaked and pre-Ozempic Fat Gaben went all in on the Steam launcher. The rest is history. Yeah, just shows you how things can change over time, you know? People's thoughts and feelings and all that. I think the Switch 2, by the time that it's done, people are gonna really, really, really like the system. Like it's gonna have a much better reputation, like with the psychos, you know. Like the Switch 1 had a pretty bad reputation as well. People said that Nintendo, the same things that you hear now, man. Like just now it's just different because the incentivize, like with the money, you can make a lot more money being crazy. But even when the Switch 1 launched, there were psychos out there, bro. There were real hardcore schizos when it comes to, you know, Switch 1. It's just like, yo, we just got this system. It's a hybrid. You can play your games anywhere. And some people treated it as if it was like that we were like raising the devil or something, like we were just raising hell on earth or something like that, you know? Big love to Deported though. I appreciate that. We are going. Yes, sir, man. I appreciate that. Let's go. So yeah, let's go. Let's see. Hey, what's up, J-Views? Welcome. GameStop finally called, said I can come pick up Age of Imprisonment around noon tomorrow. Noon? Is that when they open? Okay, see, that's why I'm gonna be going to GameStop. Yeah, it's not just Capcom, Square Enix, as you say. Dragon Quest 1 plus 2, HD 2D, Dragon Quest 3, yep, all that. Reimagined, Octopath Traveler, Final Fantasy, Rebirth, everything's all there. FF Tactics, all that stuff is there. Yeah, I don't expect Square Enix to not release anything on Switch and Switch 2, you know? So yeah. Yeah, Hyrule Warriors tomorrow. I'm excited for Hyrule Warriors, and I still haven't beat Pokemon Legends ZA. Oh my gosh. I'm close to beating it, though. I'm close. I'm doing all the side quests, so I'm doing, like, every single side quest, so, like, I think I still have, like, maybe about a few more to do, but I'm gonna beat Pokemon Legends. I'm gonna try to see if I can beat it tonight, but I don't think I'll be able to, but I'm gonna try, and then I can get into Hyrule Warriors. Oh, man. So yeah. Let's see, 34 million Switch ones in Japan. They're very important. Yeah. So I never got a Wii U because rumors about the Switch came out in 2015. I waited and I was very happy. I got my Switch in September 2017. Yeah, I feel you on that one. I mean, it wasn't even really rumors. Nintendo confirmed the NX in 2015. So it wasn't even really like rumors. It was just Nintendo confirmed its existence in 2015. They said that, hey, look, we're working on our next system. It's called the NX. And the reason why they did that, though, was to quell fears that they were bowing out of the console business because the Wii U was flopping and failing. So Iwata at the time, like, they did a presentation with DNA because DNA was going to be like their mobile hand, and they wanted to make sure that it wasn't spun as a negative in the media that Nintendo was just doing mobile games, cell phone games. So Mr. Iwata announced that, yay, hey, we have our next system. It's called the NX. More information later, you know. So yeah, that was a good idea because, oh my gosh, I can only imagine the headlines. I can only imagine the videos. If Nintendo came out and said, oh yeah, we're doing mobile stuff, and then didn't announce their next system or didn't say anything about it, people are going to be like, oh my gosh, they're done. Because back then, you got to remember, back then, even though the Nintendo 3DS was doing really well, even though the 3DS was selling great or selling good, you know, people still felt that Nintendo was done with home consoles. They weren't going to make anything, and all of that. So people, like, you would see Nintendo's going to go third-party videos like every day. They're like the new grip. They're like the old school grifter videos, you know?
Not having a good day. Just found out my mother lost her job to AI. Will chip in and help, but gonna be tight in finance because of it. Also, been looking for a decent job for almost 2 years now. Bubkiss. The struggle is real. Oh
man, sorry to hear about that Super Christian Air Rider. I know things are a bit tight. Sorry to hear about your mother losing her job to AI. You know, that sucks. That sucks a Rooney. So I'm sorry to hear about that, man. And I'm sorry you haven't been able to find a job for 2 years. Goodness gracious. Yeah, things gonna be a little tight, fam. But just hang in there, be positive, and of course, resume, network, resume. You know, network. Go out there, get in front of people's faces, shake hands. You know, hand deliver your resume. Do whatever you got to do. You know, that's what I did. So yeah, man, shout outs, dude. Thank you for the 3 combo breaks. 90 on the combo breaker. We are only 10. Count them up. 10 overclocks. 10 combos for that big overclock. Let's go. Sorry to hear about that, though, Super Christian Air Rider. Sorry to hear about that, man. That's so rough. Sorry for Mama Air Rider. Definitely not fun at all. Job hunting is incredibly annoying. Very annoying. People forget how dire the situation was for them back then. Yeah, I mean, so yeah, man, it was crazy. Approximately 25% of software sales for Nintendo come from Japan, with rare exception. I don't think even 5% from Sony come from Japan. Yeah. I'm waiting to see if SNK will eventually come over to Switch 2 with their fighting games to start. Yeah, I think fighting games are a bit interesting because I do think that a lot of the audience for traditional fighting games are not on Nintendo. I think a lot of it's on, you know, PC. So a lot of people play these games on PC because you got free online, you know, you've got the fastest input response. You can use a variety of different controllers. There's reasons why fighting games are most popular on PC or PlayStation, you know. Also, Sony owns Evo or something like that, right? Or they used to, or whatever. So yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, they might, but yeah, I'm not super confident. But I know there was like Samurai Shodown, right? That came over to Switch 1. Let's see. Just got the final Bonanza transformation. Nice, Gaming Mariner. The job market is dark right now. Hope you find one soon. Yeah, lots of places won't accept personally handed in resume. They won't, but it's how it looks, Tim. You still apply online, but go in there and say, "Can I speak with the manager?" And the dude's like, "Hey, look, I applied online, but I also have this." It's about the thought process, my boy. It's about the thought process.
Thing is, I love AI, but I hate the people who handle it like a replacement. What's wrong with that P-brain of theirs? It's a F-King tool. It needs human backup. Yep. Seriously?
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree with you on that one. Shout out to Super Christian Me World. Dang, I agree. Like, it's a tool to be used, but yeah, a lot of people are losing their jobs to AI, which sucks. I hate it. I hate it, man. Remember, I applied everywhere for my first medical job. I kept applying. Whoever picks you up, thank them and stay a bit before you go somewhere else. Yeah, definitely. What's up, Benz 310? In addition to Metro Prime 4, I'm really excited for Marvel Cosmic Convention on December 1st. I'm waiting for a good beat 'em up, and it looks incredible. Yeah, it looks really good. See, I'm glad you stopped talking about Nintendo and all these grifters. I'm glad I stopped. Actually, we talked about them earlier today. Do you mean like I stopped talking about it in this stream, or just in general? Because we did talk about them earlier today. But to be honest, man, sometimes some of me just says we should just not talk about it. But I don't know. It's kind of fun to talk about. Like, it's kind of, especially like if you come out on the side that like you were right. It's hard to sit there and not want to say, nah, I told you so, you know? I'm sorry, though. You're right, though. Is it Oiram? You're right, man. I should probably not talk about it, but, man, in, like, such a casual, laid-back formula that we have here, it's like fun, you know? I could put my Wario thumbnails and I can do really funny things like that, or silly things like where we talk about tastes so good makes you want to slap your mama. Oh man, I hate AI with my whole being. Yeah, man. Sony is a scary big company in the entertainment industry. Like, they own 20% of music. They own a lot of stuff though, for sure. They do own a lot of stuff. I get what you're saying, but considering that we've seen Capcom's fighting collections get announced first on the directs, and having Street Fighter 6 Switch 2 launch title should mean something. Yeah, I agree with you on that one. Yeah, Street Fighter 6 did good too, so yeah, I can see that. He would have did it. He would have did it if the things were reversed. That's true. He would have. I mean, I don't think he mentions too many names, but he definitely, you know, takes like pot shots. Like, takes like, oh, this, like, you know, at other, which is fine. You know, actually, I don't mind that at all. Like I said, when your channel's doing good, you can take those shots. You got an inflated ego because you got a sea of psychos that are sitting there and hanging on your every word, but a lot of resistance in your comment. Like, a lot of people disagree, but you know, you can talk all confident and big, right? You know, but you know, when you get cooked like this, and you got to take days to sit here and damage control and play mental gymnastics and all that because your brain's fried because you were wrong. Like, this should be quick. If you weren't lying this whole time, it shouldn't take anything more than a day. You should be able to get that done. You should be able to bang that video out. But the longer it takes, the more it's manipulation. The more he's got to lie. The more he's got to do other weird stuff. You know, the longer it takes. Ben's 310 with the
Hello,
JoJo.
OJ and everyone. Just lurking and walking on the treadmill while I watch the stream.
Yes, sir.
Gotta get my steps in. Instead of sitting or laying down. Clinking glasses.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got my steps in. I got my running and my steps in. I just queue up a few different YouTube videos. I'll watch like 4 15-minute ones. Boom, hour right there, running and walking right there. So I try to get my steps in as well, and my running in. Big love, yo. Combo breaks, further than beyond. Limit break. We out here. Let's go. Shout out, sir. Glad we got a break from gaming except for Prime 4. There's so many, bro. I haven't even finished Pokemon Legends ZA, and Hyrule Warriors comes out tomorrow, and I put 46 hours, almost 47 hours into it. So, yeah, it's just, we need a break. We generally need a break, which we are gonna get a break, but it's not that big of a break. Mario Tennis Fever comes out in February, early, like mid-February. So it's like, ooh, we get 1 month, and then boom, we're right back on it, you know? Shout outs to Ashoka Tano, longtime Elite Ninja Ashoka Tano. As for Japan, I think population excuse is reasonable, but then it makes the 30 million plus Switch units sold there in Japan even more amazing. That's true. I have not tried that game, Superpower Man. Ashoka with the 10 says, I find it interesting how Sony is Nintendo position when it comes to their gaming business. Nintendo lost massively to Sony during the N64 days. Interesting to see how much opposite now. Well, I don't think Sony has lost massively to Nintendo. I don't think so, but I mean, if you look at the difference in console sales from the difference is not the same. And I'll get that next dono just in a bit. The PS1 sold 101 million and the N64 sold like 32 million. So the difference was like almost 70 million units, right? Nintendo hasn't been able to outsell Sony with that big of a gap. So I don't think it's like that big. And once again, Nintendo has a weird kind of like mid-gen, next-gen systems. Like, they don't do it at the same cadence, which I guess the PS1 and N64, it's also kind of the same thing. But the PS1 thoroughly trounced the N64, like thoroughly in every single facet. Like, I don't think Nintendo's done that. You know, I don't think it's went that far. But I will say that obviously it's you know, if you're talking about Japan, yeah, Japan it's a butt kicking. Japan it's a trouncing. Like if you look at it, yeah, like the difference is substantial in Japan. But you know, back then the difference was substantial in Japan for the PlayStation 1 crushed the N64 in sales, you know? So yeah. Stop talking about Nintendo chat, please. Stop talking about him. All right, yeah, guys, stop talking about him. I gotta set the example myself. Stop talking. We already talked about him. Like I said, shout outs to Nintendo. But I will say this, Nintendo, anytime that you want to come through and chat about sales numbers to somebody who actually knows what they're talking about, that's been studying sales for a decade plus, I'm your guy. Let me know. Let me know. We can talk. We can talk about sales numbers. But yeah. All right, guys, give it a rest. Give it a rest. Give him a break. OJ watching Dreamcast Guy vid gets getting in the steps. OJ watching Dreamcast Guy vids getting his steps in. I'm gonna watch Dreamcast Guy's video on I was wrong on the Switch too. I gotta watch that video. I gotta watch that video because, like I said, I knew it was coming because he did the same thing with the Switch 1. So it was like it just history repeats itself. I mean, I already knew he was gonna make the video. So when I saw the people were saying, "Oh, he's grifting," I'm like, guys, listen, it's just the status quo. Don't worry. He's going to admit that he was wrong. I literally saw that from the beginning. People were telling, "Oh, why don't you call him?" My guys, listen. I've been through this. We saw it with the Switch 1. He's going to do the same thing. And he did. Apparently, he did the same thing. So yeah. I can see your comments, Mr. Davis. Welcome to the stream, man. Welcome. Let's see. How do you feel about Nintendo Shop release? Nintendo Shop release? Yeah, I checked it out. I think it's pretty cool that it has all your play history. I know people are talking about maybe that they can put it all into one app, and that would have been nice too. Like to just have everything. Now I just have like a whole thing that's just like Nintendo apps, like with a bunch of different apps. I don't use these apps enough though for it to be annoying. But I mean, yeah, it'd be nice if you just had everything all over like the Nintendo app. And here you have your music tab, you have your Nintendo Today tab, you have your Switch Online app tab. There's a lot of them, so there's too many. But if you do use it, or if you do go to it, like, it's actually not bad at all. It's pretty cool. What I like about it is that you can check your your activity, and even like what days and how like long you played it for that day. So like all that data for like a decade or whatever plus has been kept on the servers, which I didn't even know that they had all that, because I don't turn on my 3DS. But I actually like it. It's pretty cool. Like, you can check out like Nintendo Directs. Like, you can see the different games. You can watch the, like, we'll take you to the storefronts to watch the Directs. You know, you can add everything to like a cart. You can just like look at different stuff. But to me, what I like is right there, the sales and deals. So you can see what's on sale. There's a there's a Capcom sale going on right now. So you can get a lot of Capcom games on sale. Street Fighter 6 on Switch 2. Resident Evil 4. You can get Monster Hunter. All sorts of stuff. But then it also gives you the top 10 sales for the best sellers on the eShop. Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. So I don't have to actually go to my Switch 2 for my videos now. Now I can just easily pull up, you know, this. I can easily pull it up, and I can easily just screenshot and send it to, like, you know, send it to myself on Twitter or whatever, so that I can easily get it for any videos that I need. So that's actually pretty handy. It's cool to see also Star Wars Outlaws got a big jump back up to number 5 on the list with the discount. I think they should just, if they just permanently put Star Wars Outlaws at $29.99, I think it can be like a super evergreen seller for that game. If they just permanently put it at $29.99 on Switch 2, digital. So I like that, and like I said, you can see your activity history as well. They got like like the limited edition stuff, you know, like the Zelda vinyl. They've got Pokemon Legends stuff, featured games, Legos, all sorts of stuff on here, you know. Just like I said, what demos you can get, upgrade packs, Switch systems if you need to buy them, My Nintendo exclusives. So yeah, it's not a bad app. It's not a bad app. It's okay. I did go through and look at all the different stuff, and I looked at, like, you know, what I've actually had like the most time in, and I actually saw Super Smash Brothers for Wii U, over 1,400 hours. So 1,400 hours for Super Smash Bros. That's my most played game. So yeah. Let's see. What do you expect of the Mega Dimensions DLC? Well, it leaked a while back, so apparently there's going to be a lot in there, but we'll see. Let's see. The app is pretty nice and slick. All the apps consolidated would be nice. Plus, it's not redirecting the website would be better. Yeah, it does redirect to the website, so I don't know if they're ever going to like fix that. Or if that's just gonna be something they want to just have it through their website because they feel it'd be better. But to be honest, like I said, yeah, I don't really use the apps enough to be like, oh man, they need to do this. Like I just put them all in like one. I just put them all in like in one group. I just put them all in one group, and if I want one, but like I said, I don't use them enough for to be upset or anything. Like they're just every now and then use them, but I don't be using Nintendo Music every day or using, you know, all the apps. I don't do all that, so for me, it's no big deal. No, but I can see for others though, for sure. Shout outs though. Hit the platinum breaker. We went further than beyond. Appreciate that. We can go for platinum and a half. We're doing pretty good today, guys. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. I do like how fast the Switch 2 is though. Very convenient to look up sales, etc. now. That's true, it is. It's faster on your smartphone, but yeah. It's not slow on the Switch 2 app or the Switch 2 itself. I think I played the demo for Dante's Inferno. I did see like the canceled sequel stuff. Yeah, shame in that, but I never liked it that much to be like all like, oh my god, I love this game. I never was like that with it. Nintendo just released the holiday ad featuring Prime 4, DK, and Madden. Interesting combo. I think it kind of hits different types. You got the gritty first-person shooter. You got the whimsical, playful game, and then you've got the casual title. That makes sense to me as a marketing guy. I left the comment on Tending's post, and he replied saying he would be child's play to it would be child's play to discredit the new sales update because he did with the first because he did it with the first two sales numbers. It'd be child's play to discredit. Maybe I was already thinking the worst beforehand. But like I said, any video that's just not outright, in my opinion, here's the thing, guys. Let me just be blunt, and like I said, when I talk about Nintendo again, I don't care. I'm thinking about just not even responding at all. But like, to be blunt though, there doesn't need to be any type of elaborate thing. You just announce the numbers and that's that. That's it. Like, it don't got to be elaborate. It don't got to be like a multi-tiered, you know, cinematic universe. You know, like his videos aren't that obviously, but like, I don't know, man. Anything outside of just, yo, look, man, it sold really well, and I was wrong. I think really, that's it. That's all it needs to be. There ain't need to be nothing else. But then again, I'm not him. I can't run his channel for him, so. But yeah, anything trying to downplay it, like I said, is cap. But, you know, it is what it is. Like I said, we didn't do that with any other system. We didn't do it with PS4. We didn't do it with PS5. Shouldn't do it here, but, you know, whatever. Hell, we didn't do it with the Switch 1. Switch 2 is selling way better than the Switch 1. Like, Switch 2 is selling like double. Like, Switch 2 is selling like double what the Switch 1 sold worldwide in the first 4 months. So, whatever. My play activity was super sad in 2016 before Switch. Oh man, this man was cooked. I actually had pretty good play activity with the 3DS. 3DS was one of my most played systems. Try Ghost of Yotei. The story was even better in my opinion. Try Ghost of Yotei. Nah, I don't want to play Ghost of Yotei. Not right now. I mean, maybe I'll try it later, like when it's on discount. But I'm not playing it now, like with Hyrule Warriors and with like Kirby Air Riders and with Metroid Prime 4 and with still playing Pokemon Legends ZA. I don't really feel like getting into like an Assassin's Creed style game right now, you know. I'm just not a fan of I think I'm just not a fan of Assassin's Creed. Like, they're good games. Like, I played Assassin's Creed Shadows. It's a good game, but I'm not a fan of the Assassin's Creed formula, which that game's the Assassin's Creed formula, you know? Like, it's just a better Assassin's Creed. So yeah, I think I'm just kind of done with that formula of the game, which is okay. Like, it's not like it's bad. It's just not for me, you know? It's just not for me. So it's no longer like a priority for me. But I'll probably pick up, like, when they get like a discount, like Ghost of Yotei discount physical next year, Black Friday, for like $40 or something, I'll probably pick it up. But I put like 20 hours into Ghost of Tsushima, and I just wasn't. I was like, this is fun, it's cool, it's good, but it's just Assassin's Creed. It's just a really good version of Assassin's Creed. And I played Assassin's Creed Shadows, it's good, but I put 20 hours into that, and it's Assassin's Creed. I'm good on the formula. Like I said, not bad games. They're definitely worth picking up and playing and buying and whatever, but it's just not for me. You know, it's just not for me anymore. So yeah. So I wish I got the 3DS after my DSi died, but I kind of fell off for a bit. Man, it happens, bro. You can't consolidate the music portion. Ultimately, each app have enough information. Just need Nintendo to be more apparent about the features directly for the consumer. You can't consolidate the music portion. You can't put it under like one grand Nintendo app and then have segments for each one. Like I said, I don't really care. Like if they do it, cool. If they don't, that's cool. My day is gonna go on. So yeah. So I checked my top game, 250 hours on NBA 2K20. Shout out to those pandemic days. NBA 2K20. I was playing a lot of Xenoblade in the pandemic. Xenoblade and Animal Crossing for me. Let's see. Turns out I have over 500 hours in Smash Ultimate and Animal Crossing New Horizons. Nice, nice. Yeah, I have 600 hours in Ultimate, so I'm with you on that one, Jumpmon. I got more 2K hours. I got more than 2K hours with Splatoon 2 and 3 combined. Nice. I think I just got maybe 300 hours between Splatoon 2 and Splatoon 3. I didn't play Splatoon 3 as much as Splatoon 2, but I do like it. Splatoon 3 more. Shulmei Dave must be having a field day with the Switch 2. He's been wanting a Nintendo system more. I mean, yeah, obviously, if you watch his channel, just go watch it. He's been talking about it, so yeah. How do you check your hours? Download the Nintendo Store app on iOS or Android, and then go to your account, and then you'll see play history. And you go click on your little profile picture, and then you'll see account history or play activity. It's all there. They need to just put that stuff on the Nintendo Switch itself. I don't know why it's on an app but not on your system. You should just be able to access it on your system. Although it's 10 times faster, just do it on your phone. But yeah, they should have it on both. I recently picked up, I think meant Grail 2DS Blue Alpha Sapphire Edition. Okay, cool. Felt the same way about Ghost of Tsushima. However, AC Shadows coming to Switch 2. I might pull me back. Last AC game I played was AC3 on Switch 1 way back then. I mean, I'll probably check out Assassin's Creed just to kind of check it out. I'll probably get a review code for it, so I'll check it out just to see how it runs and all that. But like, I don't know how long I'm gonna play it. Like, you know, because like I said, I'm just done with the Assassin's Creed formula. You know, it's not feasible to have that much cloud infrastructure. Headache for one app. Even Google have the app separate for simplicity. Splatoon 3 is not above 1300 hours. Okay, even Google does. Yeah, I guess that's true too. Because like I don't think Microsoft and people said like Microsoft and Sony's are all under one app, but I don't think Microsoft and Sony, they don't have a music app, do they? I don't think Microsoft has like a music app, and I don't think they have like a news app. I don't think they have. They don't have all that, do they? For like, I think the store app is just for the store. But even so though, like theirs don't connect like to the web front. I think you can do it all within the app. AC Shadow Stories, a snooze fest. Yeah, I played it, so it's okay. It's just not for me. Never answers your question. What's your question, Mr. Davis? Parental controls on Switch app are next level. I can set time limits and cutoff times, black or white. List games too. Yeah, it's a pretty good parental app. I mean, I never really used it too much, but I did kind of dabble in it with the Switch 1, but Switch 2. I never really did too much overall. Make sure you guys hit that like button if you have not hit that like button. Let's hit that like button. But we got a ton of Nintendo Switch 2 news to go over that I haven't even got into yet. Stuff that Nintendo apparently is going to be doing. So let's talk about that, right? Oh, and we got a new overview trailer for Kirby. Let's check out that too. Oh my god, so much news dropping. So much news dropping. Did you check out? Did you see Mr. Davis's question? Just checking. I saw Mr. Davis. I did not see Mr. Davis's question. He needs to tell me. He needs to tell me the question. Tell me the question. Combo breaks. No music, but some promotional news, storefronts, and social communication. Okay. I don't even care. Oh, it's a Japanese overview, so we won't even know like what it's saying. So we'll just wait for the Western overview. We'll just wait for that. I was gonna watch it, but we'll just wait for the actual Western translated one. We got a patch notes for Pokemon Legends ZA. So yeah, side missions, day night. In some side missions, if the day night change occurs at the same time, that skill will hit the target. No longer be possible to hit the target with the skill, and the side mission will no longer be able to progress. What's that? Bug fixes during trainer battle. If the opponent trainer switches Pokemon, the player simultaneously Mega Evolves, the opposing trainer will not be able to swim out of Pokemon until, okay, fix some other issues. Ranked battle adjustments. Okay, nothing too crazy there. Psycho Pie, thank you for the 77 months of membership. Did you see Mr. Davis's question? Just checking. Oh my goodness, you guys. Mr. Davis's questions. We also got a new patch for Hyrule Warriors. It's not officially out until a little bit from them. If you get in the digital edition, they'll be out in a bit. Fix an issue, progress through stop discover the Korok under specific 2 players. Fix an issue with screen go dark. Fix an issue, progress stop sometimes. So just bug fixes. Added a shortcut feature, Y button from the aside quests on the map screen. Okay, good stuff there. So a little bit of quality of life and that. All right, let's get into some of the other stuff here. I'm hearing about this new holiday commercial, so we can check out the new holiday commercial before we check out some of the other stuff. So let's see that. I'm guessing it's a short holiday commercial. They're gonna be selling a lot of Switch 2s. They're gonna be they're gonna be selling a ton of Switch 2s. So that should be a thing. Let's see here. Nintendo holiday commercial. Nintendo Switch 2. Holiday. Let's see if it pops up just by that. Alright, it's a minute 28. Okay. My green screen be tripping whenever it gets red. Like this red really jacks up my green screen. I gotta find a way for it doesn't do that. I gotta find a new light that fixes that, because it's stupid. Were they even pressing buttons? Oh yeah, this is the leaked commercial. Yeah, this one was leaked. I saw this one. Wait. Never mind. Kind of looks like Yange though, a little bit. Metroid Prime 4. Looks good. That looks like a guy that would play Madden. He looks like somebody that likes Madden. He looks like somebody that likes Madden. I think it'd be kind of lit though. If you like Madden, I think it'd be kind of lit to play Madden like that if you're going somewhere. Back in the day, wait, hold up. Was that Derrick Henry? Was that Derrick Henry with the touch thing? Hold up. Yeah, that was Derrick Henry with the little salute from the Ravens. Shout outs to Juice Man Vaughn. Give me the bike. Power up your play. What's that? What's that? Let's get some Castlevania gems. Alright, I'll get some Castlevania gems. Thank you for the 2. Also, kind of looks like the reveal choice for the Switch Lite and OLED, but with Switch 2. Yeah, it's very similar. It's very similar to the... I mean, it's like the OLED shit, like where you just have people in different scenarios playing, but that makes sense. Like, if it's not broken, don't fix it. You want to emphasize. So here's my marketing hat. Oh, hold up real quick. One more. Hold up. Oh, okay. So, like, I'll put my marketing hat on real quick. Like, if obviously Switch 2 was about being able to play anywhere. So here's what they did. Thank you for the 5 and thank you for the 2. Let me get the Castlevania jams going. Let me tell you guys what they did. Doesn't look like Baron. I mean, Nintendo. That doesn't look like Baron. I mean, Nintendo. Okay, shout outs. Justin with the
Mr.
third.
Davis wants to know what if a game is too powerful for the Switch 2, what will Nintendo do? Also, did you see Nintendo YouTube banner grin?
No, I didn't see Nintendo YouTube banner. Is it Metroid? Oh no, it's Kirby Air Riders. Okay, cool, cool. Yeah, well, I mean, Kirby Air Riders. This is a big game, man. It's a big game. Let's go. They got a nice banner for Kirby Air Riders. Poor Hyrule Warriors. Poor Hyrule. Hyrule doesn't need it. Like people that are Zelda that are into that, they'll pick it up. So shout outs to SG. Shout outs to Dan Lee. Shout outs to Justin. Appreciate you guys. Let's get this next one, Castlevania. But yeah, here's my marketing hat, guys. All right, let me tell you guys what this is about. Here's the reason why it was 3 separate phases. It was 3 separate phases because they want to emphasize 3 separate types of gamers that come from all different types that look different, diversity in there, whatever, you know, whatever you want to say, right? They want to do that, but then they also want to show it in a variety of different ways that you can play. That's why they do that. That's why they do that. And they want to have 3 very different types of games. One traditional Nintendo looking game, Donkey Kong. One game that's like for like more of the hardcore, oh, a shooter. Hold up, what's this? I can play this cool looking shooter, you know, for more of the, you know, crowd that maybe isn't into all of Nintendo's games, more whimsical looking games. You've got that. And then you've got the casual gamer, the sports gamer. Of course he's going to want to play Madden. Of course he's going to be traveling to go, you know, meet someone. Oh, wow, I can play Madden anywhere that I want now. Like I said, if I was still into Madden like I was, you know, like I was 20 years ago or whatever, back when I used to play, I would probably think that's the coolest thing ever. You know, I can play Madden after football practice or when I'm on, you know, I'm getting a ride home or whatever, like, you know, whatever, you know, like I think it'd be pretty cool. So I think from a from a pure, just like a marketing standpoint, that's a great trailer. It clearly shows the games, like the gameplay in the games. It shows what it does. You can play it anywhere that you want. You can see it. It shows off some of the new features, right? You can use the mouse mode like a mouse and control it. You can play it handheld. You can play it docked. You can take it anywhere that you want. You can enjoy it. Like that's a perfect trailer. It's a perfect ad, you know. Overall, like I think they nailed it on the advertising for that specifically. And it's got Metroid in there, so there you go, more Metroid, and you've got the new trailer with Metroid. It makes the game look good. The graphics look good. It looks sharper. So yeah, I think overall it was not bad. Shout out to Living Life. Thank you for the subscription. Okay, to answer Mr. Davis's question, if there's a game that's too powerful for the Switch 2, it just won't come out for the platform. If they don't want to make it for the platform, it won't come out for the platform. That's it. That's it. There's nothing else to say. Let me lower this volume real quick. Shout outs to Dan Lee. Thank you for that, man. I appreciate it. Yo, big love to everybody here. We are getting real close. Enriquez with the 2 says, yo, what's up, OJ? You sent me an email? Okay, you sent me an email. I did not get an email from you. Or at least I don't think I got an email. I'll double check tonight. I'll double check to see if it's in my spam folder too. It might have got sent to my spam. So I'll double check that, my boy. So yeah, we still need to get you your copy of Pokemon Legends. I was wondering, I didn't see anything. I remember when you came earlier, you were like, or you came that other day, you were like, oh, it's there. I didn't see it, but it's probably in my spam. So I'll double check tonight, Enrique. I should have checked beforehand, but I'll double check again. Shout outs, man. I'm sorry. I bet you've been waiting to play the game. My bad. My bad, homie. OJ, I can't believe I'm going to be, I think you meant playing for Prime 4 in almost 3 weeks. I think you meant paying or playing. Probably both. You got to pay and play, right? I'd like another Switch 2, but don't need another dock. Another Switch 2, but don't need another dock. Oh, okay. So you want to just buy the Switch 2 by itself? I mean, you could always buy the Switch 2 and then like, or no, you can always just buy the Switch 2 and like sell the dock, but that's a harder sell, right? So yeah, that's tough. Yeah, right now you can't do anything about that. So, but yeah, that'd be like the thing that I would say is probably just like, you want another Switch 2, but you don't want the dock. So you just want 2 Switch 2s, but not another dock. Okay. Yeah, that's gonna be tough. Let's see here. I'm entering Nintendo Prime's Kirby giveaway. Hey, congrats. Hope you win. Happy Eve of Age of Imprisonment. Yes, happy Eve. Zelda comes out in a few hours. I cannot believe this is the last Zelda of the Breath of the Wild Tears of the Kingdom era. Some people feel that it's not. Some people feel that they're going to have another one. I don't think so. I think they're gonna shift gears. Shout outs to Enrique though. Combo breaks. 130 on the board, guys. We are 20 combos away from a platinum and a half. Yo, let's go. Caveman hip hop, DEI marketing at play, bruh. I'm telling you, man. When you do things right, you do things right. Why aren't you streaming Age of Imprisonment? I don't have Age of Imprisonment, so I can't stream a game that I do not have. So I do not have it, so I cannot stream it. That's the reason why. Thank you for the $2 dono, though. I appreciate it. I don't have the game. I'll get the game tomorrow, though. And I'm not really a big day one streamer of the games that come out anyway. I'll stream it once I get it. Once I kind of get in and I get familiar with everything, I'll stream it. You know, I'll probably stream it like this weekend or something, or I'll stream it like early next week. I got to do a giveaway for it though, so we're gonna have a giveaway. So I'll probably just stream it next week. I mean, it's more of a casual game that I can just play randomly, more so than like other games. So, but we'll do a stream and we'll do a giveaway and a stream for it. So, but yeah, I don't have the game, so I can't stream it. Let's see here. Switch to Lite might be coming soon. I mean, it took 2 hours to get the 2 hours. It took 2 years to get a Switch 2 or a Switch Lite. So I don't know if it's coming soon or what your definition of soon is. But I mean, 2 years would probably be like the minimum, and I don't know how much smaller it could be overall. But yeah, maybe one of these days. Let's see here. Deported with the $2 and says this is for any future questions from Mr. Davis. Okay. Let's see. Hello, Legend. I'm a casual viewer. Due to time zone, I always absolutely obliterate the that Nintendo's grifters on his community posts. I said, can't wait to hear the spin when you come out of hiding. I love you, brother. I'm guessing you're like, are you like in Spain? Or are you like in Europe? You're like somewhere over there. This man said it. Yeah, everyone's anticipating the spin. Everyone's anticipating the damage control because he made a like you got to make a community post to get your army of morons ready. You know, like to condition your grift. It just seems so lame to me that you got to make community like it's like, gosh, okay, we're talking about it, but like. How lame? Like I know a lame when I see a lame. This is lame and corny, bro. Like people like this are the most annoying people IRL. Like, why are you prepping for like a video? Like, bro, like it's so corny and lame. Like, what's the prep for? Like, I don't do that to you guys. I'm not like, hey guys, let me get ready to damage control. Let me get ready. Let me, I know the post. I'll have something for you guys. I know. It's like, dude, just drop it when it drops. Like, just say, yo, the sales are good. Just drop it when it drops. That's it. Like, it's like I said, man, you know, I know corny when I see corny. That's why I don't got no friends, fam. Because there's too many corny, fake, lying, scoundrel people out there, and I see through it so fast, so it makes me seem prickly, you know what I'm saying? Or they'll say I'm just a shill, or I'm just but it's not. It's just because I see through nonsense quickly, and I'm old. Like when I was younger, I was like, hey everybody, howdy doody, yeah, no problem. I give people the benefit of the doubt, but I don't give nobody the benefit of the doubt no more. I see a lot of pretentious, a lot of scamming, lying people out there. That's why I don't got no friends. Because I see so many people just being fake. So that's why I'm like, bro, that's why I'm like this. Like I said, maybe everyone don't like me. That's fine. You don't gotta like me. I don't care if people don't like, people like me or not. I legitimately don't care. But I'll be real with you guys. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm not gonna lie, fam. Like, just tell the truth. When you wrong, you wrong. There ain't gotta be no damn build-up. Like, it's so corny. It's like I said, you know a lame when I see a lame, and that's a lame. He's a lame. Straight up cornball, bro. I hate to call names and stuff, but it's just straight up corny. Like, you gotta make community posts to get ready to damage control. Like, bro, just come out with the vid. Just read the numbers. Hey, I was wrong. It's doing better than I thought it was gonna do. We'll see how it does in the future, and that's it. Like, there ain't gotta be no build up to it or no, like, it's been how many days now, fam? You could have knocked out a video in 20 minutes, record it, edit it real quick, cut some footage on it, that's that, and move on to the next grip, move on to the next thing to complain about. You ain't gotta build it up like it's gonna be some type of, you know, big showdown, you know? Like, like I said, I know a lame when I see one, and that's lame. Let's see here. Thank you for the $1, Enrique. I appreciate that, fam. Thank you for the support. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, like, I'm not perfect. I know I'm not, but man, I ain't gonna sit here. Like, if the Switch 2 came out and it flopped or did bad, bro, I'd be the first person, because I learned my lesson with the Wii U. I'd be the first person, like, hey, look, it's not doing good. Some of these people were right with what they're saying. I was wrong with what I'm saying. Here's what Nintendo needs to do. They need to do X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? Like, they need to do this, this, and this. Like, that's what I would do, because that's what I did whenever I was wrong. Even though I went hard on certain things. For example, Nvidia versus AMD, I was wrong. Bro, I didn't sit here and make community posts, and as soon as I was wrong, I said I was wrong. I made a video that I was wrong. I apologized that I was wrong. That's it. And I was really wrong. I had people coming after me about that all the time. My bad. I was wrong. And that's it. There ain't got to be no build-up. There ain't got to be no foreshadowing or anything like that. Like, it's silly, bro. Even if he ends up, or anybody ends up coming out and said, oh, I was wrong on that, like, to me, just drop it when you drop it. That's it, man. You ain't got to build up to nothing. I think it's just weird. I think it's weird. No, your English is fine, Julio. Man, bro, I live here in America. Most people here can't even speak English that great. Bro, I'm telling you right now, Julio, your English is fine. Trust me, fam. There's people here in America, they're worse than you when they live here. So you good. Your English is fine. And I don't even hold that against anybody, because English is a stupid language and it's difficult to learn. It's really dumb. A lot of words sound the same when they're not, like sun, sunning, you know, like sun, stun, bear with me, bear as in grizzly bear, you know, bear, like lay bare, like, you know, your bear, you know, bunch of stupid stuff in English, man. So yeah, don't worry, but don't ever, guys, for my international essence, don't ever apologize for your dookie English, because once again, there's people that live here, they've lived here their whole life, and their English is trash. Okay, so yeah, don't worry about it. It's probably not as bad as you think it is either. So there, take it. There, they are there, and then there, mine, me, possession, there, theirs, or there. Yeah, English is stupid. It's a stupid language. But anyway, let's see here. Shout outs though. Appreciate you guys. It's deeper than that, OJ. He has an anti-Nintendo narrative to maintain. He needs to get the narrative, the script right. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, you gotta get the script right. You gotta try to poke at any type of hole that you find, whether it's gonna be software. Oh, look at this. Like, he's gonna try to undermine it in any type of way. And manipulate. You need time to do that. So, like I said, ego combined with lame, corny, you know what I'm saying? Like, egotistical, and money. Obviously, the grift, the money's there. So, this is what people do. That's what people do when you're like that, and that's okay, man. It is what it is. It's just video games. It ain't that serious. So, but it's okay to call it out. If you see it, you got to call it like you see it. You know. So that's all I'm doing. Comb, bomb, tomb. Not sounding alike is awful. Like, what the F? Comb, bomb, tomb. Listen, if you're learning English, you don't need to learn any of those words. You don't need to know what a tomb is. Don't worry about it. You don't need to know what a bomb is. Definitely don't worry about that. And then you don't need to know what a comb is either. Don't worry about that. Just that thing that thing for this. Just go like this, you know. Zoob says Dreamcast guy proves being wrong sometimes is good for business, because the video title was "I was wrong" gets clicks. Yeah. You get clicks with all the hate videos, then you get it's a solid business strategy. But here's the problem though. Zoob, here's the issue. When you admit that you're wrong, you can no longer go back to the grift. Like, so if you admit that you were wrong, you're basically cutting ties with grift dollars, right? Because if you don't admit that you were, like, if you just keep on going, it's failing. It's just you can like really, you can string it out, right? Oh man, people are just scalpers were buying it. No, it wasn't scalpers. They're just sitting on store shelves. No, it wasn't just sitting on store shelves. The demand is satiated. Oh, the demand is insatiated. The honeymoon period is over. This dude got 15 videos saying the same stupid thing. You know what I'm saying? How many different ways can you say the same stupid thing, right? So if you take that step and admit that you were wrong, you are essentially confirming all of the stuff that other people said about you, and you are conceding grift dollars. Once again, this is in potentially the hundreds of thousands of dollars you might be conceding, depending on how long you grift and depending on how long and how hard you do it. I mean, we're probably talking like tens of thousands in this case, right? So this could cost you. This is a business move. It is a business move. So you are conceding that revenue, and you have a plan to do other things. You have a plan to go the other route, right? So you have to have a solid business plan behind that. You have to make sure. And a lot of these guys are not willing to give up that money yet. Really, that's what it comes down. They are not willing to give up their grift dollars. So they're going to move their grift to something else, because you still need to make that money at the end of the day, right? So SG with the $5 says, not as bad as having the words for 1,000 and lettuce being the same. My native language has it like that. 1,000 and lettuce. You know, well, at least they're very different, you know? That's true. That's true. Every language has its stupidities, though. Let's just be real here. It's not like it's just English, so... Let's see here. But he's made plenty of those and still grifts. LOL. Yeah, but the problem is that here's the thing, though. Matt knew. It becomes less of a thing that you can do. Sure, you can do it, but all people are going to do is point back to your own video and say, what are you talking about? And obviously, there's going to be a certain level. If you say that you were wrong, you can't grift off. Like it's going to be tough. You're going to have to cut back on the grift videos because you admitted that you were wrong. It's hard to say, oh yeah, it's this, it's bad, it's this. Oh, I bought it. By the way, I was wrong. Oh, by the way, I'm going to go back to grifting. Like you can't, it's harder and harder to do that. You're just going to get downvoted on your videos. You're just going to get a bunch of people saying this guy's, you're going to get maybe unsubs. You know, you might get new subs, but you're going to get a lot of unsubs. You're going to get people just being upset. So, I mean, it's not the best strategy. So I would say that if you're going to admit that you're wrong, make sure that, you know, that, that you got your business backup plan ready to go. If you count on grift dollars, right? Now, if you don't count on grift dollars, if you constantly make other videos, you make reviews, you know, you do live streaming, you do whatever, you don't have to rely upon grifting, then it's all good. That's why I don't gotta rely upon grifting. There's no need. I do streams, I do business outside of this. I don't have to. I don't gotta sit here and grift. Could I? Sure. I can sit here and grift all day on Steam Deck. I can sit here and bash the sales 24. Bro, I can bash the sales 24/7 on Steam Deck. I can bash the ROG Ally sales. I can do all sorts of grifting. I can say it's flopping and failing. I can say that the Xbox is dead. It sucks. I can keep going. I can say Nintendo put them out of business, even though I kind of did make a video like that. I didn't say they put them out of business, but I said, hey, look, it's time to, you know, get a Switch 2 or something like that. But I can make it way worse, right? I can do all sorts of grift videos. It's not hard. I don't know why some of these content creators act like they're doing God's work, like they're doing some type of like miracle work. Bro, it's not hard. Like, it's really not. Anybody can do it. Like, anybody can do it. All you gotta do, I can tell you what to do. I can show you guys what to do. Pull up a notepad. You want to be a grifter? Pull up a notepad. Go on different websites. Go on different websites. Type in bad gaming news. Type in bad. You'll see a bunch of people pop up. Look at that. You'll see a bunch of things pop up about bad gaming news and news or where you can find it. Write down what's bad. This was bad. Then write down why articles on the bad stuff, what you think, what will happen, and whatever else you want to talk about. Blah, blah, blah. Take about 2 minutes on, take about a minute or two on each topic. Type it out 1 minute. And then maybe 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Get to the 8-minute mark because in order to get multiple ads, you got to have at least 8 minutes. So get to the 8-minute mark. Make it around 10 to 15 minutes total. Have a bunch of different topics. Sit in front of your computer, just like this. Sit in front of your computer. Have this screen off to the side and simply write down a few more notes like, oh, this is what I think. and talk about those topics and do it for 10 to 15 minutes, then upload it with the title like Xbox is dead, Nintendo's completely scamming, PlayStation's a scam. It's not hard, legitimately, and you'll get views. And if you do this enough, you can build a base. I'm so sick and tired of these people acting like they're some type of savants with being crazy or with negative news. It's not hard. It's never will be hard. And the more you talk, the more you'll get comfortable in front of the camera. You don't even have to be in front of the camera. You can cut the cam and you can just put gameplay up. You can download JDownloader. You can download any of these other things or you can have NVIDIA Experience. You can screen capture any trailer if you want. Screen capture whatever videos you want. Get a free editing software. Splice it together with their voiceover over. Get a cheap mic. Most mics even sound good. You can get a $30 mic. It'll sound good enough for YouTube to grip. That's all you got to do. And you can make videos and you can start making a couple chump change here on the side and you might get big. You might get 20,000, 30,000, 40,000 views on your hate videos. It's not hard. It's not a hard thing to do. And I'm sick and tired of people acting like it's hard, like it's some type of exquisite thing. It's not. It's very simple. It's easy. It's sloppy. It's not a hard thing to do. It's very simple. Anybody can do it. If you can speak properly, anybody can do it. If you don't speak English, you can do it in your own language. You're not going to be as popular, but you can do it in your own language. Or you can have auto dubbing. There's AI. You can dub your voice into English and do it that way. It's not hard. It's really not. These people aren't anything great. It's very simple and easy to do. Let's stop acting like it's not. I just told you guys the formula right there. You do that enough, you can build a channel. You can grift your way, and you can do it with anything. It doesn't got to be on one thing. You can do it with Nintendo. You can do it with Xbox. You can do it with Sony. You can grift your way all day. It's not hard. And just make thumbnails with big text on them. You can use AI if you want to be scummy. You can use AI, make sad evil Marios or evil Phil Spencers or clown noses on people. It's not a hard thing to do. Let's stop acting like this is some type of talent. It's not. It's easy. It's not. It's very, 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 very easy. Made a video. So many Xbox dead videos. People have called it a grift. Have they not? They did call it a grift. But I mean, he ultimately ended up being kind of right though. But like, yeah, kind of right. But yeah. Isn't anti-woke grifting also dying? Nah, not really. No. Sure, I've seen AI voice grifters. They even the voice captions in different languages. Like, why I regret buying Switch 2? Yeah. Let's see here. Aren't you tired of talking about these grifters? We can talk about something nice. We've been talking about whatever, man. It's like I said. I'm not talking about grifters. I was making fun of the way that people act like it's some type of skill to do this. It's not. It's very easy. So I was actually kind of dissing them a bit. But anyway. Yeah, we can move on. Gaming industry is cooked. Nah, there's still enough people that are cool, that are normal people, where you can get actual real gaming videos and stuff. The problem is time. It's really easy to make those type of videos. The buyer's remorse is real. I know. That's funny. Because if you look at like the Switch 2 has like some of the best rated, it's one of like the best rated systems overall. If you look at the people like on Amazon or Best Buy or whatever the case is, you know. So yeah. All right, let's see here. Let's get into, we got more gaming news to go over. So let's go over that. All right, so Nintendo talked about a bunch of different things. What I like that Nintendo talked about was that they're gonna go full scale Switch 2 development. Switch 1 is essentially done for them, and Switch 2 is their focus. So I would not expect a lot of Switch 1 games after Rhythm Heaven and after Pocopia Switch 2, but after Rhythm Heaven and after Tomodachi Life. Do not expect any more Switch 1 games after that. Nintendo's pretty much moved over to Switch 2 fully. But they will continue to sell Switch 1 hardware. They did say that they will continue to sell Switch 1 hardware overall. So here's what Nintendo also said about the sales. Nintendo said that Switch 2 sales are growing at the fastest rate in history for its gaming platforms, largest third-party lineup ever. So this one was interesting. I agree. Let's celebrate the success of Switch 2. I agree. Fastest selling Nintendo hardware to date. Multiple titles have emerged early in its life cycle. Most extensive third-party launch lineup of any Nintendo platform. Smooth transition of Nintendo Switch users. So Nintendo said that they have 84% of people who have a Switch 2 came from Switch 1. So there's a smooth transition there, you know? Rapidly establishing a foundation, which foundation means like the ground root, the bottom. So starting from the beginning, a foundation to build upon, like a foundation for like a ground, you know, like for like a house. You got to build the foundation first, and then you put up the frame, right? So a strong foundation is needed, which you need fast sales, because that entices people to want to develop, to build on your platform, to say, hey, I want to move in here, you know? So you need a strong foundation. So rapidly establishing a foundation for the Nintendo Switch 2 business. So definitely good. Sales of Nintendo Switch 2 are growing at the fastest rate in the history of our dedicated video game platforms. Not only have we already seen multiple first-party titles, but we also have had many software publishers on board from the very beginning, resulting in the most extensive launch year lineup out of any of our dedicated video game platforms. With the help of these factors, the Nintendo Switch 2 business is building a powerful foundation at a very early stage. So what's happening here? So if you look at, like, let's just compare the 3DS, let's compare the Switch 1, and let's compare the Nintendo Switch 2, because those are like the three latest systems. I mean, we can even use the Wii U. So if you look at those systems, the problem with Nintendo in the past, which they got away with, when it comes to like the Switch 1, they got away with it because they had Breath of the Wild. They had Breath of the Wild, and they had a great concept. Okay, you can play this system anywhere, but really, their launch lineup, their first number of months, it was some great first-party games, don't get me wrong, but it was not extensive, you know? They got away with it because Breath of the Wild, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, you know, Splatoon 2, ARMS, all of those were so great. Those 4 games carried Nintendo till we got Odyssey, till we got Odyssey and Xenoblade at the end of the year. So they did a good job with that. They did a great job with that. But with the Switch 2, you're going to have to get more third-party developers on board, because we didn't get a major AAA game on the Switch 1 till I think November. I think that's when Resident Evil and Skyrim, or like Doom, they all came out around that time period. It was the end of the year. So Switch 1 didn't get a decent, you know, third-party AAA title till 6-7 months later. Switch 2 has had it from the very beginning. We got big AAA titles, and we didn't even get PS3 or 360 AAA titles on the Switch 1 at launch. On the Wii U, we did. We got Batman, we got Call of Duty, we got a bunch of AAA titles, third-party. Switch 1, we did it. 3DS, we did it. 3DS was one of the most pathetic lineups that I've ever seen in my life for a launch lineup for Nintendo. Really had nothing. They should have waited, and they should have launched it when they should have launched the 3DS in the holiday, and when Kingdom Hearts, when Mario Kart 7, and when Super Mario 3D Land was ready. If they waited till then, that would have been a much better launch lineup, and then they would have had Street Fighter. They would have had a bunch of other games too. So that was a mistake, in my opinion, to launch it that early, because we sat around and waited till the very end of the year to get Mario Kart and to get all that. It should have launched with it. Nintendo was smart this time with the Switch 2. They launched it with Mario Kart. They waited till they had the games ready. They launched it with Mario Kart. They had Donkey Kong Bonanza the next month. Then they had Pokemon Legends ZA. Now we have Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. Then we get Kirby Air Riders. Then we get Metroid Prime 4. So you have 6 months on the market. You have 6 major games. Plus you have a bunch of other big third-party games, from small titles, indie titles like Silksong that are really good, to mid AA titles like Trails in the Sky, then to the biggest titles like Assassin's Creed, for example, and like Street Fighter 6, Cyberpunk 2077, Star Wars Outlaw. So big AAA titles that are sprinkled in that you can give them, instead of launching it and just blitzing us with a million different AAA titles like the Wii U did. You spread those out a little bit across, and then you get them quality too. You make sure that they don't launch in a bad state. With the Wii U, some of those third-party games launched in a pretty not good state. Borderlands, Elden Ring, those are supposed to drop this year. Yeah, delay those. We're not going to go through the same thing that we happened with Wii U where people don't want to buy them. So they're handling the Switch 2 significantly better than how they handled the Switch 1. So that's definitely a good thing overall. Definitely a good thing. You know? This is how you do cross-gen. You're going to be able to make higher quality games and incentivizing people to upgrade. Yeah. Let's see here. So yeah. Pokemon Black and White 2 came out a year prior. Yeah. 3D Land was cool, but it was better at 172. Yeah. I mean, I think that they should have priced the system. I think instead of pricing the system at 250, what they should have priced the system at, I think that pricing the system at maybe 199 and then launching it with Mario Kart or launching it with Super Mario 3D Land, I think that would have been a better business plan. And then if things don't go right, then you can drop it to 170. But I think that if you wait and then you launch it with those, and maybe you give away some of those eShop or those Game Boy Advance games, right? The Ambassador thing. Say, hey, if you buy a 3DS, you get 2 different classic games of your choice. You know, you get 2 classic games, and then of course you can pick up Mario Kart, you can pick up 3D Land, you can pick up Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance. You got a variety of different games to pick from, you know? And I think if they did it that way, I think the system would have launched much better. It would have sold better. It would have had a better rep because they took a year to really get back on track. Get back on track. They took a year to get back on track. So it's like, you know, almost a wasted year because they didn't sell very well from March all the way till the end of the year. And really sales didn't truly recover to the following year, you know? So that was the problem. Roster size is definitely going to be a spoiler, Quake. So there's people that know it, but I highly recommend, please don't put it in the chat if you know it. And please just Google search it if you want to know that, because the game is technically out in some places and all that. So some people don't want to be spoiled on how many characters there are or anything like that. So please Google search that if you want to know. That'd be a spoiler for some people. The fact that BL3 was running on Switch was a miracle. BL3. Borderlands 3. Yeah, it runs like complete garbage apparently on the what's it called, on Steam Deck. So yeah, it actually running in somewhat capacity is definitely good, I guess. But yeah, they have to get that right. I think that a locked 30 FPS, there's no reason why it shouldn't run at that. So yeah. No reason why it shouldn't. So I agree, rocky start, but they handled it. Yeah. So yeah. Hold up, what's this discussion between Julio and Mossy? I want to see what's going on. I want to see what's the argument. Hold up, before you guys start going back, what's the discussion? You guys talk about grifters. Okay, you guys are going on about Yongay. Okay. Got you. Yeah, he don't really talk about negative Sega stuff though. Here's the problem though, which, you know, no shots to you know, to him and all that. But how about all that negative stuff that came out from Sega when it comes to some of that, with the stuff like with the Yakuza and all that? Yeah, he didn't touch that, did he? Yeah. So I mean, I agree with you. Like, people are gonna talk about. I think that he does a good job of talking about a variety of things, but when it crosses their interest, they'll be silent on that. Moist Critical. He didn't really mention too much about all the Smash Brothers drama and all the Smash Brothers malpractice with the people, because guess what? He's involved in that. He's involved with this esports stuff. He's involved with the players and things like that. He didn't really talk too much about all that, did he? Yeah. So, like I said, I don't have a problem. Obviously, people are talking about stuff, but it seems like sometimes they're noticeably absent when it comes to affecting their pocketbook, you know? Oh man, you know, noticeably absent when it comes to affecting where they make their money. Once again, Moist Critical, I don't recall him talking about all the Smash Brothers you know, Me Too situation. I mean, unless I missed it, but there's been a lot of malpractice and a lot of things that's not right in that community. And I don't think I recall him going in depth with that. Like for example, Technicals did, you know, I don't recall him doing that. So yeah, sometimes people will, of course, they'll talk about things, and you should, but they'll be noticeably silent when it comes to some things. Noticeably silent. 10 on the Niners, bro. I can't put no money on the Niners this week. Let's see here. We are breaking the law. Oh, dude. Moistly silent. Yeah. You ain't got nothing to say about that Smash Brothers stuff a lot, do you now, huh? Nope. Got nothing to say on that. Unless he said something during his live streams, but no videos. Let's see here. PS5 has input lag on MK Collection. I find that impressive. Apparently it has input lag on a lot of different things. But Switch 2 has the less input lag? Wow, that's interesting that Switch 2 has less input lag. Maybe it's because the Switch 2 controller. You wishing Jimmy G comes out to play? Yes, I wish Jimmy G came out to play for the Rams. Yes, I hope that, like I said, Matthew Stafford gets a tummy ache and Jimmy G comes out there. Yes, I'm hoping. So yeah. You guys are gonna win, and you, dude, stop, Nick. I'm not talking about this anymore, bro. We're good. We're not talking about this anymore, Nick. I'm done. I'm not talking about it. No, the discussion is over. A bunch of hypocrites. Shout outs, guys. Shout outs to the combo breaks. We're going further than beyond. 140 on the combo. We are only 10 combos away. Big love to all the elite ninjas. I do appreciate that. Big love to all the elite ninjas out there. Exclamation mark member. We are humming. We're at 453 on the elite ninjas. So thank you guys so much. If you want to join up, I appreciate you guys. It's only $1 to join up, so you guys can stop arguing it in the chat. Okay, become an elite instead. Oh man, but yeah, like I think it's interesting though, for sure. Like the whole situation, like with the Switch 2 sales stuff, it's pretty fun. Here's the thing for me though. Like, some people will say, OJ, oh, you're bleep righted, you're glazing, you're this, and it's like, bro, it's not even about that. I don't sit here and tear down Microsoft, Sony, or anybody all day. And if I find something that I like about it, I'll hype it up. For example, how many times did I hype up PS5 when I was playing Metaphor? I did say I wish I could play it portable, but I'm like, oh, this is nice. Or when I was playing Stellar Blade, or when I was playing, like when I got my PS5 Pro, I said, oh, it's a good system. I'll hype up stuff that I think is good, or whatever the case is, right? What I personally want, is I want this system to do as well as possible. Listen, guys, we all like good things. I also like good things. What I don't like is I don't like the Wii U era, bro. I despise the Wii U era. You know why I despise the Wii U era? Because I couldn't make a single video. I couldn't talk about the Wii U in any capacity without people saying how much it flopped, how there's no third-party support, how nobody's buying it, how Nintendo needs to go third-party. Dude, that was like depression era. Legitimately, I'm not going to sit here and talk about, okay, depression like in a very light way. I think I had depression. I think. I can't confirm it because I was never diagnosed. But yes, and I talked about this before, Fire Emblem did help save whatever cure. If I did have depression, Fire Emblem Awakening helped suppress it or helped ultimately get me my mind right. But that era was trash. I felt I had more little breakdowns than I could ever think of. Now, that might be financially and certain things that just wasn't going right for me. But I'm telling you right now, bro, even like I had some situations even in the Switch 1 era, but my mental was not anywhere near as bad. Even when my mental was bad in like 2018 and 2019, even before that, my mental was kind of bad. It never got to the depths that the Wii U was that was going on there. And like I said, I think it was more financial. I was better in 2018 than I was in 2013 or 2012 or whatever. But I saw how that was. I saw how that made other people feel. Not just me, but other people. People felt bad, bro. Like, it was sad. It was a sad situation. That needs to never happen again. I don't wish that on anyone. That was a terrible era. A very, like, those sales, like, it was terrible. So, For me, yeah, damn right I want it to sell well. Heck yeah, I want it to do well. Yes, I want it to do well. Yes, because I don't ever want to go through or have anybody else go through what we went through in that Wii U era, bro. Seriously, it was the worst. It was the worst. Like I said, you can't even... Today, it's bad because people online are psycho about Switch 2, but it doesn't sting. Like, it's like almost like little brother syndrome. It doesn't sting because before, when it comes down to it, like, if the system that you like, or if the games that are coming out like on the system is selling like trash, not only can they tell you, oh, it's this, it's that, and this, whatever, but then they can also say, look, I'm right because look at how trash it's selling. So they would use that as justification for their stuff. So that is the worst because you can't say nothing. But with the Switch 2, the fact that it's doing so well, yeah, you can have all these grifters and all these, but it's like, bro, nobody cares what you say, little bro. You're too... Nobody cares. Like, you can just hit him with the too little. Nobody cares, man. And that infuriates them. And I'm not talking about legitimate critique. I want to make sure that I make this very clear. I'm not talking about legitimate critique. Oh, the Joy-Cons, you know, maybe could last a little bit longer. The system's battery life isn't as good. You know, game key cards. You know, maybe, oh, it would have been great for like a better screen, like, oh, some of the ghosting, you know, a faster, better quality screen. You know, those are all legitimate. Those are all legit. Like, I'm not talking about stuff like that. Oh, like, oh man, like, you can scratch your system on the dock. You got to be careful, even though it's rounded and they put some special coating so you don't scratch your screen. But yeah, you actually still can't. You know, or, oh man, some of the prices on the controllers and the games, like, all that stuff is legit. I have no problem with that. I'm talking about the people who get psycho. Like I said, they got absolutely crazy and try to sit there and act like nobody wants the system. Those people. That one you can say, oh yeah, you said it was so terrible, it was so bad, everyone that likes it is stupid, they're dumb, you're in the minority. No, we're not. Hella people are buying the system. It's almost outsold the Wii U already. Didn't you say that it was going to be a flop? Didn't you say that nobody was buying it? Yeah, you're wrong. You're wrong, and your hate comes from you just trying to make money. So that's the thing about it. Or you just being psycho. Or you just loving PlayStation or loving Xbox or loving PC more or whatever, you know? So that's the reason why I want it to do well. These people these misery dealers, okay, that like to deal misery out to people, that like to sit there and be angry and negative and complain 24/7 and not have legitimate stuff, these people are legit like fuming. They're on coke. They're on super copium. They're on copium and a half. They're on Copenhagen copium. They got a whole new brand. They got a whole new brand of tobacco copium. You put it in, Copenhagen copium, bro. They on it. They going through the steps, and it makes me happy because guess what? When the Steam Deck was launching, guess who we saw? We saw morons dressing up in banana outfits. We saw all these other weirdos sitting there talking about how stupid Nintendo fans are, how dumb they are, talking smack about everybody, sitting here talking about that the Steam Deck is gonna make the Switch irrelevant and all this stuff. The Switch had already sold like 100 million units at that point. This was like 2021 or 2022. Switch had already sold like 100 million units or close to that, right? So you got all these people acting, like I said, misery dealers, acting in psycho for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, acting psycho for no reason, sitting here saying a bunch of things, clickbaiting and all that. And then when Switch 2 came out, you got them doing the same thing, clickbaiting, getting angry at game key cards. They're digital gamers. They only play digital. They don't even support physical games. You got nothing. You ain't helped make physical games be a thing. You ain't helped the preservation of games. You're out here buying everything digital, downloading everything, digital everything, Steam. You ain't buying no physical games. You're not buying anything physical on other platforms. You're out here begging for consoles from Microsoft and stuff like that. You're out here begging for systems and things. I don't beg for nothing. Company sends me something, they send me something. It is what it is, you know, at this point. So that's the thing. That's what I like about this, because they were sitting there telling us how stupid we are, how dumb we are, how we're brainwashed, how no one's going to buy this, how there's all of this. And then it completely shut all of those people down. That's what I like about it. It's nothing to do with the actual other systems or whatever the case is, or it selling or Nintendo making money. It has nothing to do with that. It's to shut them up because they are annoying. Because they're annoying. Like, this just, and not annoying like in an actual way to the point where it affects you mentally at this point. Annoying like because you know that they're wrong, but they're just saying it just to make money, or they're just saying it because they're stupid and they don't know what's gonna happen. Like we saw with the Switch 1. We had the same guy say that with the Switch 1. We had the same people now say it with Switch 2. It's the same thing. So for me, it's more like I'm glad it's doing well to shut them up, and also to where we can still have our, like, you know, so we can get games. Like, the number one thing is so we can actually get third-party games. That's the number one thing. So we can actually get third-party games, and there's going to be investments into more software. Because with the Wii U era, man, it was rough, right? So that's the reason why I talk about it like that. I want it to do well. I want to get more third-party developers interested in it. I want to get, you know, more investments into the system so we can get more games. So we have more stuff to talk about. The more developers that put out games on the system, the more that they make on the system, or whatever the case is. Now, and of course, obviously, I don't care about the profits overall. Like, I just want them to be able to make enough to pay everybody, and then, of course, to be a business so they don't go out of business. But, like, however much they make, whatever they make, obviously billions, whatever the case is, like, okay, that's whatever. That's their business. I don't get any of that, right? And that's fine. I just want there to be great stuff for us to talk about so I can run what I do here, and so we can get more games. And I want that for everybody, by the way. I want that for Microsoft. I want that for Sony. I want that for Valve. I want that for everyone. It's not like I just want that for one company. I want that for everyone. I don't care about their lawsuits. I don't care about if they cease and desist. I don't care. Valve's done it. Sony's done it. Microsoft, I don't care. That doesn't affect. If I'm not gonna have some type of vendetta or some type of moral crusade. I don't care. You know why I don't care? Because everybody does it in some way or another. Everybody does. And I'm not going to have selective outrage to my favorite piece of plastic like a lot of these jokers do. You know what I'm saying? So it makes me happy that it's doing well, because they have their selective outrage. They have their weirdo PC communities and all these things where they sit there and gather and rage bait on and get drunk and high off of rage bait videos. So I'm glad it's doing well to shut them up, or just to make them mad. Just because I know that it affects their mental. Like, it really affects them. It really affects them when stuff like this happens. So it's really more of like that. You know, obviously, number one, getting more games and all that. But number two, just, I got it. I know it pisses them off because they had all sorts of different stuff to say beforehand. So those are like the two big things for me. We get more games. It's great. I have more stuff to talk about. You know, not gonna lie. Obviously, it's better for me. If there's more games, it's better for me to talk about it. More people show up. So good. But that's how you're supposed to do it. It's like NFL, like covering NFL. So yeah, you want to cover the NFL? Why do you want to cover the NFL? Well, a lot of people like the NFL. So yeah, it's better. More storylines, more trades, more big games, more plays, more star players. That makes it better for everybody that covers the NFL. So yeah, you want all that. Same thing here with me. I want there to be big sales. I want there to be a lot of games. I want there to be a lot of business coming through. I want there to be a lot of stuff, because then that makes it more exciting for me to cover. And for you guys have all your careers and all your stuff. And then you guys can come back and talk about it, and we can have fun, and we can have a good community. Like, that's my ultimate goal. That's what I want. Now, of course, this does not extend to people that critique. Once again, we critique here. It's okay. I'm talking about the people that are like I said, psychos. They're sitting there talking about it's flopping, it's failing, nobody's buying it, with little to no evidence at all. I'm talking about those people, you know? So yeah. Let's see here. I understand the game key card situation, but alone the games on Switch 1 might as well have been game key cards, especially third party. At least you know what you're getting out. that's. I mean, it's kind of true. There were a number of third party games on the Switch 1 where, you know, you have to download, you know, extra data and all that. So I hope the guy blocked listed those so you can see my comments. But let's try to gaslight us, say there's no negativity surrounding Switch 2. If there's no negativity surrounding Switch 2, no negativity. Oh, there's definitely negativity. Once again, there's legit criticism, which I agree with, depending on what the person says. I'm not here to talk about that. I want to make sure that I say this clearly, so if somebody clip, they know that I'm saying that. Like, there's critiques that I have too, and that's fine. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. That's good. It's okay. Like, that's good stuff. That's not bad stuff. That's just people talk about it. What I'm talking about is like the psycho stuff. What's an example of psycho stuff? Nintendo can brick your system if you sneeze the wrong. If you fart, cough, and sneeze in your room with your Nintendo Switch 2 and look at an emulator funny, they can brick your system. It's like, if you modify your system and if they detect that it is online, they can't brick your full system. What they can do is they can ban you from online play. They can ban you from online or using the internet features. And by the way, that's been in there for decades. They've had that thing in the TOS or the EULA. for a long time. Guess who else has that? Microsoft has that. Sony has that. Valve has that. If you do certain things that they deem, if you're trying to hack into servers, or if you do things that seem as a threat, they can definitely take you offline. Absolutely they can. And all the companies and a lot of different devices have that. When you accept the terms and service or the EULA, they're all in there. Like I said, Microsoft and Sony have that. And they've done that. Microsoft and Sony have bricked systems if you break the rules. So it's stuff like that. People that were grifting on that. It's like, well, wait a minute. Where were you at when it was in Microsoft and Sony's? And why don't you mention that in your videos? That's fine if you want to mention it. It's not a good thing. That's cool. Okay, no problem. But also mention that, yeah, other companies, other consoles do the same thing. Also mention that. So people were intentionally leaving that out and saying that it's that they're like, you know, they're doing like stuff like that, right? That was like the grift. That's the type of stuff that I'm talking about, you know? So yeah, people were super misinformed with that. Or what was the other grifts? There were a lot of them, bro. There were a lot of them. So yeah. Nintendo haters like the name for Live Brains that every Nintendo YouTuber said. Let's see. Rent free? Oh no, we're having fun. We're enjoying it here. So yeah, man. Oh, I know you. You're that psycho from Twitter. You're that psycho from Twitter. You're exactly the type of person that I'm talking about here. You're exactly the type of weirdo that probably indulged in rage bait beforehand. Oh, I know you, bro. Seriously. Hey, thanks for coming out to the stream. This guy is so enamored with Astrobot winning Game of the Year as if it means anything. It doesn't mean anything. It means almost literally nothing. You know why? Because nobody even bought the game. What is the point of winning Game of the Year if you don't even get that replicated with fans showing the appreciation for the game? So what are you bragging about Game of the Year for? If it's so much Game of the Year and everybody thinks it's great and it's the best game, why didn't PlayStation owners go out there and show that appreciation for Game of the Year? So that's why I said it's really meaningless at this point to try to brag about it. You didn't win Game of the Year. They won Game of the Year. And once again, what does that matter? People didn't even buy Astrobot like that. The own PlayStation fanbase didn't even think it was that great. They played other stuff. Yeah, you're that psycho from Twitter. That's wild that you would create a username. Listen, man, I guarantee you, none of these other companies care that it won. Honestly, none of them do. And it doesn't do anything for you either. It does nothing for you either. That's great. I played and beat Astrobot to 100%, by the way. I know you probably don't know that, but I pretty much 100% of Astrobot. I missed maybe one bot, like I think in the Uncharted level. I might have missed one bot in the Uncharted level. But I played and beat it, and I thought it was great. But Game of the Year does nothing for me. It does nothing. And if we don't get like another sequel or something because there wasn't enough people that bought Astrobot or whatever, that's going to be more devastating than, you know, than say celebrating that it won Game of the Year, you know? So yeah, you're that psycho from Twitter, man. But nah, nobody really lives rent-free. I think it's actually the other way around, that the Nintendo Switch 2 doing so well and people actually liking it lives rent-free in their heads overall. Lives rent-free in their heads overall. Because think about it for a second here. Hear me out on this one. I don't have to wake up and be angry every single day and find ways to be upset at Microsoft, Sony, or Nintendo, or other people. I can just come casually talk about whatever in a live stream format. I don't have to make videos on these people. I don't have to sit there and watch their vids and clip them. I don't have to do any of that. I personally don't. I can talk about Nintendo and talk about my stuff and talk about my games and what I want to play. A lot of these people have to talk about other people. They have to make videos on other people. They have to make videos on Nintendo to get views or to be whatever, because if they don't, then their audience is going to be like on a whole nother, like their audience is going to be like, you know, it's a whole nother thing. So they have to do that. I don't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to. I can talk about anything that I want when it comes to what games I want. And I don't have to make angry videos about Microsoft or Sony or about anybody else. I don't have to do that. So I think it's pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? I think it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool that I don't have to do that and other people have to wake up and be angry. You got to wake up. Remember, gaming is supposed to be fun. Gaming and talking about gaming, it's supposed to be a fun thing. It's supposed to be entertaining. It's supposed to be cool. It's like you're supposed to talk about stuff that you like. That's what YouTube was about. And now it's turned into being angry and making videos and being crazy on people and talking about a system and talking about platforms that you don't even like, you know? So yeah, that's really what it comes down to. Give me 1 second, guys. I got to take this real quick. All right, here we go. We back. Let's see here. Let's say those haters having fun making vids and made Nintendo fans and they made Nintendo fans mad. I don't know, man. I'm not mad at all. I thought it was actually kind of funny. Those videos don't make me mad. It's like watching somebody that's mentally challenged have fun. And like you kind of feel more sorry than you feel like, oh my god, mad. I'm not really mad. I'm not really mad at that. It's just kind of funny. And once again, I don't watch the videos, so I don't really get mad at all that. All I did was respond to the people that said something about me. That's all I did. So I don't really get mad at that. I think what makes people more mad is the fact that this sold 10 million units. 10.36 million. I think that makes you mad. I think it makes you mad that Super Mario Odyssey sold 10 times more than Astrobot. I think it makes you mad that Donkey Kong Bonanza outsold Astrobot in 2 months. I think it makes you mad that nobody bought that game. And I think that this is your cope of Game of the Year. A bunch of journalists that I know you know good and well you don't care about what they say, and you probably bash them other times, but yet you're putting their opinion above that. That makes you salty. So all you have is Game of the Year. Like that's all you've got. So I think it makes you upset. I think this is a projection on your end. I did communication and I did psychology, and I know somebody that's upset when I see it, even through nonverbal communication, especially how you talk. You're upset that Astrobot didn't get the recognition. It did not get the sales from people. Uplifting journalists or these people that do Game of the Year. I mean, like, everybody much rather have the actual people that buy the system buy the game. That is way more important. That's always been a community of people that play the game has always been more important to actual gamers than winning awards, winning useless awards. What would you rather have if you're talking about a game? Would you rather have a game for like a community sell 20 million copies so you can guarantee and you know that there's going to be a vibrant community? Or would you have a game sell 2 million copies and it wins a useless game of the year award, you know? So I think that the reason why certain Astrobot people go so hard on this and about game of the year is because it didn't do so well when it comes to people buying the game. So then they use it as some type of shield, you know? So yeah. 40-year-old Francis got beat by a baby game. Of course, I'd be upset. 40-year-old Francis got beat by a baby game. Of course, I'd be upset. I'm not sure what game you're talking about. Like I said, I think you're confused right now, my man. I think you're confused. But yeah. And speaking of living rent-free, you're here on my stream living rent-free while I make money doing streams with my ads and with whatever and people coming through. You're here doing this for free. So I lived rent-free in your head. I forgot about you. But you got so angry that of what I said on Twitter, you went to my page, you came here to talk, and you made your name that because you're so salty. Me personally, I'm not a lame, I'm not corny, and I would never be caught dead making a burner and going to an account of someone that I talked to on Twitter and make a separate account to talk about a game that got curb stomped in sales. I would never do that. Me personally, because I'm not lame, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a corny dude, but that is insanely corny, and that reeks of insecurity and rent-free. I would never do that. Guys, let me tell you something. Do not do that. If you get into a discussion or argument about video game sales with a content creator, do not go to their channel that you don't watch, make an account of what they said, and then go there and try to gaslight and say, you're upset or you're this. Clearly, you're upset and it lived with you rent-free. Because this happened like 10 hours ago. This literally happened like 10 hours ago. I forgot about this. It wasn't really that big of a deal. I forgot about it. And this guy literally did all this. Talk about living rent-free in your head. This guy waited all day to come do this. Oh my gosh. This guy waited all day to come do this. So yeah, man. I'm so angry. I'm having a mental breakdown right now. Dude, you're not having a mental breakdown. You're not having a mental breakdown. You're just not very smart. There's a difference. A mental breakdown means that there's something off, like, oh, this caused me to do this. You're just not smart because you don't make good decisions. That is a terrible decision to make. If over the video game sales, over a discussion about Astrobot, that's a terrible decision. So you're not having a mental breakdown. You simply aren't right in the head to begin with. It's not a mental breakdown. There is a difference because I would never stoop to that level. That is low, and that is rent-free. I would never do that. No man, no real man or no real woman, no adult would do something like that. No logical person would do something like that. And I'm only talking about it here because it's funny to me, but no logical person would really do that. And I really think that you should get some help. Like, honestly, like man-to-man, real talk. I know you don't like talking man-to-man because you're a boy. So let me say this. Let me give you some real talk right now. How about that? Bro, it's okay. It's not that big of a deal. Astrobot's a great game. It sold not so great, but it's a great game and it did well enough for what it was. Shout outs that it won game of the year, but you gotta let it go, my boy. You don't need to go to people's streams and having discussions. It's not that big of a deal, homie. Like, it really isn't. So spend your time doing stuff that's more valuable. Coming to my stream and making a name and doing all that, thinking like it's gonna upset me, it doesn't. I bought Astrobot. I played it. I thought it was great. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was good. There's something wrong in your head. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to go get that checked out. You need to go meditate. You need to go do something with your time. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a waste of your time. So I'm trying to help you in life, my man, because at some point that clock runs out. You hit 0 on that clock, fam. You know what I'm saying? And you don't need to waste your time coming to my stream and doing all this. I'm trying to help you out here. This is man to man. Like I said, man to boy or man to teen or whatever you are. I don't know what you are, but you're not an adult. So let me help you out. All right, man. So spend your time doing things that are actually worth it. There's a ton of great PlayStation content creators and people that are streaming Astrobot. Go watch it. Go enjoy that, my man. Go do that. Don't waste your time here. There ain't no reason to troll me. I bought the game. I bought the game overall. I bought it. I thought it was great. You know, I pretty much 100% it. So, there ain't nothing to say here, fam. You know? All right, moving on. Let's see here. Frosted Production, what's up? Well, the whole reason why this whole thing started, it wasn't like I just started saying the sales this, sales that. There was somebody on Twitter that lied about the sales. Somebody on Twitter said, Astrobot, this is how it all started. Astrobot sold better than any other platformer outside of Mario, or not named Mario, in the last decade. That's what somebody said on Twitter. One of my mutuals quote tweeted them and said, well, what about Donkey Kong Bonanza? That already outsold it. So then all I did is that I just gave a list factually of games and the platformers in the last decade that outsold Astrobot. This is not talking about what game is better or what game is not better, or it had nothing to do, or game of the year or not game. It had nothing to do with that. All I had to do was that the actual just sales, the numbers. So I'm like, okay, I know what games have sold better. So I didn't even look it up. I just thought in my brain, I'm like, okay, I know Sonic Frontiers sold better based off of what I saw the other day. I know Kirby Star Allies sold better based on the last reported numbers. I know that Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze on the Switch version sold better. I know that Kirby and the Forgotten Land sold better. I know that Crash Bandicoot or Crash 4, It's About Time, I know that sold better. So all I did was list a bunch of games outside of Mario that sold better. I didn't even bash Astrobot or anything like that. I never even bashed it. All I did was factually put out the information. So the type of people that get upset when you put out facts are the people that have the biggest mental issues. You should not get upset by somebody simply naming the games that it sold better. Nobody said anything about it's better, like it's a better game. Nobody said anything about that. I didn't say anything about that, you know? We were simply talking about sales, and that was it. Because somebody lied, and all we did was clear up the lie. And then this guy comes in, Game of the Year, this, and he's salty because other games sold better. So I'm like, what does it matter? We're talking about the sales here, you know? That's all it was. Let's see here. Shout outs to Gloria with the $10 donut. Says, fret not, OJ. People are delulu. I know, seriously. People are delusional. That was it. Talk about rent free. That was, like I said, that happened. Dude, that happened like in the morning. That happened like 10 hours ago. And he goes and makes a username, attaches it to an email, and comes through 10 hours later. Rent free. That's why I said, before I even said that I was rent free, I said, yo, this is projection. I knew it was projection from the very beginning because this guy was so upset about what happened earlier. He's so upset about what happened earlier. Like, it ain't that big of a deal, fam. You know, like, it's really not. It's just sales. It's just sales. Nobody's saying that Astrobot's better than. I like Astrobot better than all of those games. Like, all those games that I just mentioned, I like Astrobot more than every single one of them. You know, so had nothing to do with the quality of the game or if it, you know, or anything like that. You know. Shout outs to thank you so much to Gloria. Thank you for the 10, man. I appreciate it. So yeah. So it's all good though, man. So some people don't like hearing that. Yeah, that's like I said. This was not an Astrobot hate thing. This literally did not start from any type of this guy turned it into like a fanboy war about Game of the Year. It literally had nothing to do with that. Nobody was even like, if I would have started it with, oh yeah, Astrobot didn't deserve its Game of the Year, which I've said that here before, I can understand people pushing back on that because yeah, it's my opinion, but people are out to have their opinion too. This whole discussion started rooted was in sales numbers. That's all it was. It was like, wait a minute, that's incorrect information. Let's correct it. That's it. You know, that's all it was. It had nothing to do with it with Game of the Year or the quality of the game. Everybody knows Astrobot's a good game. You know, you don't have to like it as much as other people. You don't have to think that it was Game of the Year, you know, worthy. But we all know that, oh yeah, it's people like it. It's good. It reviewed well. Like, it's decent enough. It's not like it's a trash, broken, you know, slop game. It's not like it launched like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet or something like that, right? It launched in a good state. It was clean. It runs at a good frame rate. There's no frame rate drops. It has clean graphics, blah, blah, blah. Music's okay. Like, controls are good. It has good dual sense. Like, there's objectively great things about the game, which I liked it. I pretty much, you know, sped run it almost. You know, I pretty much got everything in the game. I think it's great, you know? But we were just talking about sales. That's it. We were just talking about, like, to dispel the misinformation. That's all it was. Wasn't even hating on Astrobot to begin with. So, Let's see here. Let's see here. I said what I mean by it's quiet on the Switch 2 front was essentially talking about people who that were saying that it failed, or that it did this, or that it did that, you know, beforehand and all that, you know. So that's essentially what I was talking about, you know. Some people need some fiber. That's it. Yeah. Nintendo haters can't handle the truth. I mean, listen, and this is another reason why I like the why. Trust me. Let me tell you guys. Let me tell you guys something. My favorite Tic Tacs Fruit Adventure. Let me tell you guys something. You do not want to know. You do not want to be online if the Switch 2 ended up failing, or if the Switch 2 started out really bad. I talked about this before with the Wii U. But the Wii U, while it had a lot of, like, people angry at it or whatever, like, it wasn't as bad because there wasn't as many people on the internet, but it wasn't as bad in terms of the complaints about the Wii U. Really, the complaints about the Wii U was it should have been stronger, the Wii U gamepad is useless, it doesn't do anything, and Nintendo doesn't have good third-party support. That was pretty much the things with it. It wasn't the crazy other stuff. It wasn't, oh, $80 Mario Kart, game key cards, you know, whatever else, this other stuff that they're talking about, you know, oh, ghosting on the screen. Like, it wasn't all that. There were way more things that people were upset with the Switch 2 before launch. A lot of it was misinformation, but whatever, right? But there were way more things. Wii U had misinformation as well. Oh, it's just an extension, it's just an add-on to the Wii. But by the time that the system came out, a lot of core gamers knew what it was, right? And I'm telling you, man, you do not want that fate. You do not want that fate. You don't want it. Like I said, you do not want that fate, man. It would not be good right now. To be honest, I'll keep it a buck. If the Switch 2 started off so bad, I'd cut back. I'm not going to sit here and go through another Wii U. Dude, I'm updating my resume and I'm finding something local. Dead ass. Like, that's, dude, literally. I'll go edit for someone local. I'll go make a little bit, and I swear I'll cut back. I'll just be, y'all come home from work, I'll talk about a thing, I'll shut off the laptop and I'll play my game. I might talk, but I'm cutting back. I'll maybe stream a couple times a week, but I'm cutting back. I am not going to be out here like this and have this weirdos like this show up and make everybody and get in everybody's heads. I'm cutting back, fam, because I ain't doing that again. I'm not doing that again. Yeah, I'll definitely accelerate. Oh, no. I'd accelerate my sports channel. I would definitely accelerate talking about my Niners, you know, and making content on there. But I'm definitely going to find like a news station or something. I'm like, yo, what do you guys got? I'll take an entry level. I'm good. I'll come in 5-6 hours out the week. I'll edit for you guys. What y'all need? You know, there's editing jobs, you know, I'll find somewhere. And I'll just make my little money here and there. You know, I'll come back, I'll edit, I'll do some stuff here. And that'll be that. But I'm not... I ain't doing all that other stuff, fam. I ain't doing all that because I'm not trying to deal with all that. I ain't trying to deal with all that, you know? So yeah. Oh, man. Let's see here. Essence Sportsbook, bruh. I'm telling you. Yeah, I'm getting Age of Imprisonment. Yeah, I'm absolutely getting it. I'm getting it tomorrow. I'm going to pick it up. I don't know where I'm going to pick it up. I like Astrobot, but to me, it's kind of I kind of like Kirby games. Good, but just not enough mechanically depth to be on the level of Mario DK. Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I talked about that, like when people were talking about comparisons, like what's the better platformer. I said that from a pure mechanics-wise, Mario and Donkey Kong, well, Bonanza in particular, absolutely crushed Astrobot from a mechanics standpoint. Donkey Kong in particular has so many more aspects to it. The upgrading, the leveling, Pauline stuff, the transformations, the digging. Oh my goodness, the different types of moves that you can get. It is insane how many different things that you can do in that game. It is wild. Mario, the rolling, the cappy mechanics, the throwing the hat, jumping off of it, the diving off of it, the movement, the aerial, the triple jump, the backflip, the ground pound. Like, it's just considerably better in that regard. Mechanics and depth-wise, yeah, it's not even close. Mario and Donkey Kong are just significantly better in that sense, which I talked about before, you know. But for some people, it's not about that. It's about more of the simplicity of play. So there's also that too. So shout out to Gloria. Thank you for the 10 though. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Let's see here. This is where you legit had some real issues though. Really, the only real issues, the real issues that Wii U had, from my estimation, was they did not utilize the gamepad enough. The marketing at the beginning was not necessarily the best because they did not easily tell people when they first showed it, hey, here's the new system. It is a new system, which they did say new system, and they did show it, but they emphasized the tablet too much. So they should have emphasized that it's a new system, have the system and say, hey, look, it's new. It is the successor to the Wii. You know, like they did like with the Switch 2. They clearly let the Switch 2 be known that it's the Switch 2. And then they also, the marketing with it wasn't great. But then also the game lineup was not great. The game lineup at the beginning, they picked the wrong games. You know, they picked the wrong games. They did not have the big games fast enough. They should have had the bigger games faster. Like, they took way too long to get the Pikmin 3. Like, the fact that, you know, we got New Super Mario Bros. U, we got Nintendo Land, and then we had a legitimate how many months gap? Dude, how big of a gap did we have? Pikmin 3 Wii U release date. Yeah, July. So November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. Bro, are you serious? Are you serious? We had an 8-month wait for the next major first-party game. 8 months. Wow. Nintendo never went 8 months without releasing a single game in the Switch 1 era. I don't recall a single time period where they went 8 months without releasing at least 2 or 3 games. 8 months. Even in the very end of the Switch 1 era, I think we got more than 8. I think we got more than 8 games. Like in the last year of the Switch 1 before Switch 2 came out. Hey, what's up, Matt? Welcome. Got a new battery of the gamepad. Occasionally play with upscaled HDMI. Nice. 8 months. Yeah, Nintendo Land, New Super Mario Bros., Monster Hunter 3, a massive gap from Pikmin, Wonderful 101, Zelda Wind Waker. Yeah, and like, yeah, we did get Monster Hunter, but of course that was like a port, right? That was like not. I mean, it was like a port of like I think like the Wii game, right? So it wasn't. What's up, Alien? So it's not even like we got like a brand new game. We got Lego City. So yeah, Jackson, we got Nintendo Land, New Super Mario Bros., Monster Hunter, and then we got Lego City. But like that's not enough. Like even then, like there's a big gap. There's a huge gap. You know, big gap, like a 6-month gap, even from like Monster Hunter, right, or something like that. Or when did Monster Hunter come out? So yeah, man, that was rough. It's like with the Switch 2, we got consistent flow. The only gap we have, we got a month gap. We got a 1-month gap from Metroid Prime to Mario Tennis Fever. And we actually need that gap. That is a much needed gap. We do not need any games in January. Let me catch up with all my games. Let me catch up with the games. So we do not need a single game in January. But in February, what do we got? We got Resident Evil. We've got Mario Tennis Fever. And then spring, we've got the extra expansion for New Super Mario, or for Super Mario Bros. Wonder. We got Pokopia in spring. We got Fire Emblem. That's probably going to be first half, so maybe summer, springish. And then we got Tomodachi Life, and we got Rhythm Heaven. So there's going to be a number of games. We got Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. That's also going to be a spring game, if I'm not correct. I think that's probably going to be March for that game. So we've got consistent flow of games. Too many, you know? Thank you, Chalice DJ, for the 47 months. The core concept was basically rejected by the market, and long game droughts made it unbearable to own. Yeah, at the beginning, yes. I think that they got into their groove later. I would say that the second half of 2013 is when things got a lot better, but I think it was too late because you went essentially a year on the market without putting a major dent into it. And then Microsoft and Sony showed off their systems at the beginning of the year, and oh my gosh. I think I knew things were bad when I first saw Killzone Shadowfall, even though that game ended up, you know, not necessarily doing that great. But When I first saw how good that looked, I was like, you know, like, because Nintendo had not released anything. Like, you can beat out raw graphics if you've got sauce. The problem is that New Super Mario Bros. Has the sauce of a... oh, man. Has the sauce of a square on a Saturday night playing Yu-Gi-Oh! No offense to Yu-Gi-Oh! Players. But a square on a Saturday night playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon. Alright, man, there's no sauce there. It might be a cool person. Not a bad person. But there's no sauce, fam. Let's just be real here. Okay? Nintendo did not release any saucy games. The thing with the Switch 2 is that you don't got to worry about Microsoft and Sony. Even with Switch 1. Switch 1 had the looming threat, right? Of Xbox, the PS5 and the Xbox Series coming out. And that being so much more powerful. But by the time that it came out, people were like, so? Who cares? Like, oh, that's great. I'll pick one up. But we had Breath of the Wild. You know what I'm saying? We had Mario Kart. We had Xenoblade. We had Splatoon. We had ARMS. We had Smash Brothers. We had all these games. All these games that were super saucy, great Nintendo games, blah, blah, blah. Some good third party here and there. We had Torn of the Golden Country. We had Mario Tennis. We had all this different stuff that came out. So it was like, all right, cool. Bet. We had Astral Chain. We had Link's Awakening. We had all those games that came out in 2019. You know? We had, what do we have? We got Luigi's Mansion. We got all sorts of stuff. So by the time that Microsoft and Sony came out with their system, it was like, okay, cool, I'll pick one up, or I might or might not, but it's, who cares with the graphics? We got all this. So same thing here with Switch 2. We don't got to worry about nothing because we've got all this saucy games. Like we got Mario Kart, we got Hyrule Warriors, we got Kirby Air Riders, we got Metroid Prime 4, we got all this stuff coming out, right? Or all this stuff coming out pretty soon, or whatever the case is. You know, we got Donkey Kong Bonanza. We got a bunch of great games. And then next year, we got more games coming. And then, you know, they're going to announce a new Pokemon. There's going to be Gen 10 Pokemon. We got all this stuff, right? So that's the biggest difference. That is the biggest. We're going to have all these saucy games. So it don't matter if there's way more power graphics. Okay, who cares? We got a bunch of cool games. That's the biggest difference. But with the Wii U, it was like all we had before we saw the next generation. Bro, all we had was... all we had was New Super Mario Bros. And Nintendo Land. We had a Ghetto Knott's Berry Farms with Nintendo characters. And we had a platformer that lost its sauce a long time ago. So, yeah, that wasn't a good look. Then when you saw Killzone, when you saw some of the other games, it was like, uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's different now because Nintendo realized you can't be sitting there launching with 2 games. Like, you can't just launch with 2, like, with nothing. You got to have a set flow of games throughout the year, you know? If you want to be successful. The Wii U did not have that. We didn't even know the release date for Pikmin. Like, we didn't know anything. We didn't know when Wonderful 101 was coming out beforehand. We didn't know when Pikmin was coming out. We didn't know any of that. Like, we thought maybe, yeah, it was coming out 2013. They did show, like, Super Mario 3D World. But like I said, by the time that we got 3D World, by the time that we got Pikmin, Wonderful 101, Sonic Lost World, like, by the time that we got all those games, it was already, the ball was already rolling in a different direction. And then it was too late. By the time that we got the real sauce, right, like Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, and we got, you know, what else do we have? We got Bayonetta 2, we got Bayonetta 1, Bayonetta 2, we got Super Smash Brothers for Wii U, we got Hyrule Warriors, we got all this dope games in 2014, right? It was too late. It was too late. We got Mario Kart 8. We got so many great games in 2014. Nintendo's last hurrah. Yeah. It was too late, man. It was too late. Too late. Let's see. Damn, OJ called me out. Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon. Listen, I like Pokemon too. I'm just saying. You know? Wii U era was rough as a Nintendo fan. Iwata was able to steer the storm. Yeah. He got a lot of criticism though. People said that he should be fired. You know? Nintendo Land is great. But I'm telling you the attitude that people had towards Nintendo Land. Here was the attitude that people had towards Nintendo Land. This is cool, but who am I going to play it with? There's no online play. Nintendo decided For some reason, Nintendo decided it'd be a good idea to make a great multiplayer game with no online play. So even like you couldn't play against anybody in Nintendo Land. There was like leaderboard stuff like with Mii's, but it's such a great idea. Okay, wow, you have these Mii's, you can play these different games, but there should have been an expansive multiplayer component for the game. It should have been to where you can have like different rooms and tournaments and fun attractions. Like you can go hang out with your friends and like they integrate Miiverse with it, which I think they did integrate Miiverse, but like where you can like like it should have been so much better, but they didn't. Like it wasn't all the way in. Like if you're gonna do a gamepad, you gotta make it the sleekest. You gotta make it the most in-depth stuff. Like you gotta make it to where it feels intuitive. It feels slick. And the Wii U experience at launch was disconnected. An update that took forever. And then if you try to just unplug it and not do the update, it bricked your system. That's the real brick of your system. You think Nintendo bricked systems with the Switch 2? No, the real brick was the Switch 1. If you unplugged and just said or turned off your system during the update because it was taking forever, because people that got it for Christmas, oh, you know, I just want to play my game because it's not DRM or anything. You can just play the games. You can't even do that. It literally bricked your system. Now, I waited, but that update took forever. It took a hot minute for that update. So, oh man, that was bad. That was really bad. That was like another really bad thing that made people not want to buy the system, you know? So, if you're going to have Miiverse, right, you're going to have all these things that kind of tie into it. You got to make it intuitive with the gamepad. They did not do that. Nintendo Land is good, but it's not fully featured enough and there's no online play. So that was a big problem because right there, you did not build confidence with your product. And New Super Mario Bros. Did not need the gamepad at all. If you wanted a regular controller, you had to go buy the Wii U Pro controller. You weren't allowed. I think you could use Wii remotes, and I think you might be able to use some like old controllers for it, but it was not a well thought out plan of attack, you know? So yeah. But I thought the 10 million people that bought Switch 2 would be confused about the big two. Listen, we're not getting into that. Party man, we're not gonna talk about that. It's for the other people, maybe for the other people. And it was like, bring your friend over to your house, nerd. Yeah, pretty much. They're like, don't you guys have friends? And I was like, no, nobody wants to play. I don't have any friends. I legitimately don't have any friends. No, I don't actually. To be honest, I don't. At that time, I don't. I did not have any friends. My daughter was way too young and I do not have any friends. No. I don't. So yeah. Man, the update sucked. Powering it from shutdown was a pain. Also before the quick startup, yeah. Let's see here. Oh, why not? Bro, let me tell you something right now about my life in 2012? I just came off working a job and I thought that PlayerEssence was gonna take off. Bro, I was doing my work, right? My daughter was still very young at that time. I was doing my work, trying to take care of her at nights and stuff. So I did my work. I was doing my YouTube. I was doing all that. I was doing like a little personal training on the side. And then all of a sudden I got my first check. And I think it said, I owe them money. I got my first check from YouTube. And it said, I owe them. It's not even like they paid me. They're like, oh, you owe. I said, wait, what? I owe them money. I remember the mental breakdown. I'll tell you guys the mental breakdown story. Captain Kingston, thank you for the $4.99. So, there was one time. I remember, I think it was 2013. I was in the thick of it. I was trying to, you know, really work hard to get the channel up and going, right? So it was E3, right? It was E3. And I'm posting articles and I'm posting all sorts of stuff. And I'm literally working like all day, like 12, 13, 14 hours for E3. All month, I've been working like crazy. Been posting, been doing everything that I can for the website. I get the check, bro. I get the check, and I swear, bro, the check was like for like $500 for the whole month. And that's when the seeds were planted that like, okay, like I'm in trouble. That's when I was like, oh, okay, I'm in trouble. This is not good. And then I remember one day I got like, you know, I took the money, I paid for everything, I paid for everything that I needed to pay for and all that. And like when I started to point to where like I couldn't start like paying like my loan, like my student loans, it started to get real bad. And then I remember, what was it? I took my account one time after paying for everything, and there was like $20 in there, and I think that's when it was like, you know, it was bad. I know it was really bad. That was like when I mental breakdown type of thing. So yeah, it was bad. Um, that's when the tears fall. Like I said, it wasn't like tears. It was like, I don't know if you guys ever had a mental break. I don't want to bring up any old wounds or scars for people. And like I joke about it now. It wasn't funny back then, but I joke about it now. But like, it felt like my head was on fire. Like that's what I would. It felt like my head was on fire, and like I think I was kind of like rolling on the ground. I was kind of like, ah! And it felt like my head was on fire. That's what like, and that was like, it was like a little mini breakdown, you know. So shout out to Captain Kingston. Thank you for the $5 dono, man. Let's go. I appreciate that. Thank you for the 5. Hey, what up, bro? Yeah, it might have been a panic or anxiety attack. Yeah. It might have been a panic or an anxiety attack. It might have been. Yeah, it might have been like one of those. But it wasn't really all based off of just like the money. It wasn't really all based off that. Like it was based off of like, how could I work like that? And then it was like so little because they told me one thing, but then like it was something else. So that's what got me like, oh my gosh, this is the worst thing. So yeah, I had to figure something out from there, which I started to. And then by late that year, I think early 2014, I started playing Fire Emblem around that time too. I started playing Fire Emblem, and it really helped me. It helped my mental, helped calm me down, you know. So Fire Emblem really helped out. And then by 2014, I was able to, you know, because I got a degree, so I was able to find a job, like a good job, that, you know, that was good for me. So I was able to do that. So yeah. Great community. Shout outs to Good Morning Studios. Yeah, it's good now. It's good now. I can't complain now. I can't complain. It's good. It's good. That's why nothing bothers me. Nothing bothers me now. Like when people, even like when people come in and start like trying to, like that guy, like that Astrobot Game of the Year guy. I think I really gave him some real advice and he took it to heart because he left after that. I think he even realized that, oh man, I got absolutely cooked here. He thought that I was gonna be salty about it. I think that's what he thought. He thought I was gonna be salty about it. Because you know he's name dropping people that are trolls and stuff like that. I think he thought I was gonna be salty. Listen, let me tell you something right now, man. There ain't no salty Nintendo fans at this point. That 10 million, that put to bed a lot of stuff, fam. That put to bed a lot of stuff. Because like I said, if it was worse, they'd be a lot of those people would be talking about how bad the sales are, how nobody wants it, how it's failing, how it's flopping. And now they can just pivot to Pal World. They can pivot to stuff that they don't care about, you know, games that they don't even play. They can pivot to Pal World. They can pivot to, you know, Digimon, talk about how much better that is. They don't even play it. They can pivot to all the other grip stuff, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that, you know. So yeah. Do I do this full time? I mean, it's like yes and no. I do it full time, but it's like I do other stuff, but yeah, it's like kind of full time. Sometimes I work like 8 hours a day. Sometimes I don't. Like I can't sit here and act like I work 8 hours every single day. I don't. But do I work 8 hours a lot? Yeah, I probably work like 8 hours like 4 or 5 days out of the week. I probably work like 8 hour days, maybe even long, maybe like 10 hours. But some other days like I don't work as much. Like I work like maybe like 5 hours or 6 hours. Like I do. So it's like sometimes it's full time, sometimes it's like a full time thing, sometimes it's not, you know. It just depends on like the workflow, you know. But I do editing for like other people too, so it's kind of like, you know, depends on my workflow. Let's see here. Not gonna lie, M4G definitely played a role. Wait, M4G played a role in what, DJ King? And the Wii U was a wasteland when you had nothing to play. Forgot I had 8,900 hours in the internet browser on Wii U. Bro, you guys want to know how much the difference between between Wii U and Switch when it comes to what to play? So, Bit Trip Runner 2, for some reason I had 100 hours in that game. That is listen, it's a good game. Bit Trip Runner is a great game. It's got great music. It's fun. It's challenging. I like Bit Trip Runner. But there is no reason why that you need to have 100 hours into Bit Trip. That was the state of the Wii U. I was looking through my play history, and I had freaking 100 hours into Bit Trip Runner. Now you compare that to Bit Trip Runner 3 on the Switch 1, bro. Bit Trip Runner 3, I had like 10 hours or something. I had like 10 hours on that one. So yeah. It was completely different, you know? Completely different. So yeah. But it's all good. You know, it's all good. For your website, good and bad. Oh, okay, got you. Oh, M4G play a role. I mean, if any... Wait, played a role in it not doing well, or played a role in it, like, what do you mean, DJ? Can like play it for my website? Good. Oh, good and bad? Okay, just like in general. I mean, yeah, M4G can be good for your website if you actually have a good article and you could submit it and it gets approved and people like it. And like it heats up in degrees, that can be great for traffic, you know? But yeah, like the M4G grind was crazy too. Like, I don't know, do people even go for do people even go to M4G anymore? Let me check. And M4G was the place. Before Twitter, M4G was the place. M4G, people don't go there anymore like that. I'm looking at M4G now, and I don't think it doesn't get anywhere near the amount of, like, people just don't care as much anymore. That's crazy. M4G, man. I remember this site. Oh, man. I remember this site, bruh. I remember. I think I can still log into my old... Yep, I can still log in. I remember, man. I remember. Oh gosh, this brings back memories, dude. This brings back so many memories. But yeah, M4G used to be the place to go to. So used to be the place to go to. Yeah, I submitted a bunch of my articles. I used to submit a lot of my videos and articles to N4G. I have like hundreds here over the years. Yeah, I'm going through it. There's like so many articles here. You know? The best article I think I had was Amazon UK. Wii U sales rank jumps 875% following Microsoft's Xbox One reveal. That's the type of stuff that would get you at the top of N4G. So yeah. That's the type of stuff here. Man, this era sucked. I'm looking through all these ghetto, bro. This era sucked. God dang. Oh man, no. Oh no. This is This is not good. This is not. This is not good, man. This is not good. Oh, this is not good, fam. This is not good, guys. It's not looking so good. No. Yeah. M4G was a war zone. Now Twitter's pretty much taken its place. I don't think people really even go on M4G anymore like that anymore. I think it's done, because if you go on M4G, for example, like the hottest article is like 290 degrees. Like that's the hottest. Like everything's like there's not the traffic to make the articles as hot. You know? Like there's just it doesn't get the traffic. Like everything's there. Like the hottest articles are usually at the top of the page. So for those who have never been to N4G, the hot articles are usually at the top. So you'll see like all like the best articles that people are clicking on. And like I said, usually back in the day, you would see articles like right here at the degrees. You would see it like, oh, it's like 700, 500, 400, you know. But like today's hottest, 290, 40 comments. That's not cloud streaming. Like nobody cares. Here's an article. 72% of devs believe Steam has a monopoly on PC games according to study. Like, Nintendo reports 84%. It's like, this is all stuff that you can see on Twitter in like 2 seconds, right? So, Christopher Dring submitting articles to N4G. Yeah, man, like, I don't know. I ain't gonna see. That's the problem with running a freaking website. Because you feel you need to do stuff like this. You're not gonna catch me. I don't submit none of my videos no more. I don't submit nothing. But when you have a website, you gotta do stuff like this. Running a website sucks. Running a website is terrible, man. Like, legitimately, it's the worst thing ever. Like, running like a gaming website, it's not fun. It's nowhere near as fun as live streaming. It's nowhere near as fun as doing YouTube videos. It's nowhere near as fun as like streaming games. Dude, running a website just sucks. It just sucks. I hate it. I hated it, and I'll always not like it. I love the interactions. I love talking with the community. I love that aspect of it. I love that, but the writing, like I had to deal with one lady, what was her name? Like stealing articles. Like I had like there was just, bro, it's not fun, dude. It's not fun. Yeah, the hottest articles back then, 1,000 to 2,000 degrees. Highest I've seen it was almost 2,000. Yeah, back then there was a lot more. Let's read it though. Was that Christopher Dring? Or it says, I don't know if that it's GameIndustry.biz, so that's his website for sure. More than half the developers feel they rely too heavily on Steam to distribute their games, with 72% believing the platform has a monopoly on the PC games market. That's according to a new white paper from the PC distribution platform Roki, titled "The State of PC Game Distribution." The independent study conducted by Atomic Research surveyed 306 industry executives across the UK and USA between May 18th and May 22nd, 2025. 75% of respondents were senior managers of C-suite level, with 77% of studios with more than 50 employees. Ooh, okay. The study found that for the majority of studios, Steam accounts for over 75% of revenue. However, it also noted that developers have started utilizing other platforms, including Epic Game Store and the Xbox PC Game Store. Almost half of those surveyed, 48%, have distributed title to both stores, while 10% have used GOG and 8% have used whatever that is. Is it Roki or Rocky? Does not note that the survey is dominated by larger companies with diverse portfolios. A larger proportion use storefronts like the Epic Game Store rather than that, which aims to serve independent developers. Elsewhere, the study found that 32% of developers release some of their games on physical media, disc, cartridge, and keys and boxes. Marketplaces like G2A and Kinguin are also an option for distribution, as are e-stores such as Fanatical or I don't know what all these are, in Humble Bundle. Developers highlighted benefits of both, including ease of use, pricing control, promotional support, and international reach. Data also showed that 80% of those surveyed expected to use alternative channels alongside Steam within 5 years. 75% predict they will see at least a 10% uplift in revenue using marketplaces like e-stores in particular. However, respondents voiced concerns regarding the gray market when using these platforms, as well as potential loss of control. With the growing prominence of e-stores and marketplaces, PC game distribution is more varied, vast, and complex than it's ever been, Roki co-founder and CEO Vadim Andreev said. New opportunities are everywhere as pitfalls and challenges. All right, he's just talking. So yeah, there you go. There's that. So apparently, yeah, they think that there's a monopoly on PC games or whatever. Steam has a monopoly on the sales front, which, you know, I said that a lot of people that are into Steam do not care. They just want what they want. So yeah, you got to be careful. That's why I said competition's good. More storefronts, Xbox, PlayStation, whatever the case is, you know? So anyway, thank you guys so much for coming out to today's stream, man. Seriously, I think we went a little bit over on time, but that's okay. We had fun. So thank you guys so much for coming out to today's stream. We're going to wrap it up here. If you have not checked out my most recent video, I highly recommend checking out my most recent video. Off topic, but I'd be down for a Tears of the Kingdom DLC pack in Mario Kart World where we get Link and Zelda for Tears of the Kingdom and track and depths in Hyrule. Oh, that'd be pretty cool. A depths track would be really cool. So shout outs to everybody that came out to today's stream. Seriously though, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys coming out to tonight's stream. If you have not seen my most recent video, check it out. I talked about the big Nintendo Switch 2 dev acquisitions and third-party games update, so I went over that. So thank you guys so much for tonight's stream. Seriously, you guys were awesome. Yes, a lot of the rumors were at N4G as well. A lot of the rumors. So we're past the N4G era though. We'll probably take tomorrow off, but we'll see about it. I'm not sure, but probably will. So yeah, thank you guys so much, man. I appreciate that. Appreciate it. Thank you guys for being awesome. Love you guys so much for coming out to tonight's stream. Big love to Gloria. Thank you for the late dono there. Shout out to Captain Kingston, Chalice, DJ, SG, Enrique, Deported Sicilian, Living Life, Justin, Dan Lee, Psycho Pie, Ashoka Tano, Benz 310, Super Christian Air Rider, Kevin, Kinesis, Deported again, Zoo. Thank you guys so much, man. You guys were awesome. Thank you guys for supporting tonight's stream. Bosiv Bostar, Dr. Keyblade, Party Man, Chrono Rig, Zoo again, Ibsters, Dane Gonzalez, Pat, Zoo Not Dean's brother, Carlos Hernandez, Greg, Justin. Shout outs, guys. Appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for coming out. Julio, appreciate you. Thank you to everybody that came through and chatted. Thank you to all the Elite Ninjas as well. Shout outs to the new Elite Ninjas too. So yeah, I'm not sure if I'm gonna have a video early in the morning. I'll probably just relax and play Pokemon Legends ZA and try to beat it tonight. And then have a video for you guys tomorrow when I wake up and just get everything ready. So we'll see. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming out to the stream today. Seriously, thank you. And yeah, we will see you guys tomorrow for new videos on the channel. All right, guys. Love y'all so much. We'll see you for the next one. Bye.